What up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the What's Up Brodey podcast. The Aussie's back. Daniel Schuardt. He's been on before. You know him. You love him. Manchild. Medium Dan. He goes by a lot of different names. But one thing is for sure. He is very good at Jiu-Jitsu. He's making his way back to ADCC this year in Poland in a couple of weeks. So he just flew in. He just landed. He did one session at Kingsway, went and did a session at House, came and did the podcast. The dude's an absolute trooper, even though he did fall asleep on the couch a little later. And so it did catch up to him for sure. But, man, the guy's working his ass off. It's super cool to see. I can't wait to watch him compete. His new gym, Precision MMA, in the new location is open. So if you're in Australia, go check it out. It's dope. It's sick as hell. You're going to learn cool things like dick grips. So yeah, man, go check it out. As always, y'all, we got t-shirts. T-shirts are for sale. They're $25. I'm happy to ship one out to you. Happy to drop it off. You can come pick them up, whatever's easier for you. And as always, we got to talk about the two wonderful partners of the show. First one, Redmond, is their salt side of things, and then their Relight side of things. This is actually their, on the Relight side, this is their energy product. They just make all great, fantastic stuff, man. I use their salt, their seasonings, the toothpaste, the electrolytes. Nonetheless, man, y'all get the gist. Use code Brodey for 15% off. Links are also down in the description as well. And then next, Mil Usos. I can't say enough great things about them. It's the only soap that's touched my body in the last 2 months. I just freaking love their stuff. My skin feels better. It looks better. Acne is cleaned up a lot. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. So use code Jordan for 15% off, as well as the same thing. Links are below. Awesome, y'all. Enjoy the episode. We'll see you next week.
All right, dude. You ready?
Let's run it, bro.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. All right. You know the drill, brother. All right, we're going to clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Dan.
My man.
Medium Dan.
I know. In the flesh.
In the flesh. It's so good to see you again.
Man, it's good to see you. Good to be here.
I owe you a much better episode. That shit was, dude. Bro, I had the clip, everything recorded. What's up?
I said it's the curse of the Dan.
Yeah, we have to break the curse of the Dan right now because Big Dan's episode was fucked for a different reason that yours was fucked. Big Dan's episode was fucked because we just never plugged in the mics. That was just poor testing. And then your episode was fucked just because I deleted your audio.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? I'll talk extra loud to balance it out. That's
just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, we learned that a Australian accent is just a lisp last time.
That's what I think. Yeah. It's like some kind of like disorder, I'm sure. You know what I mean? My favorite shit ever is actually when I come here is like sometimes I'll go to a store of any kind. Yeah. And I'll be saying like, "G'day, how you going?" All the rest of it. And sometimes I go with Jack, and Jack will start be like, "Dude, can you stop faking this accent?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. It's just in me. I can't help it."
I could see Jack doing some shit like that, bro. Just be like, "Hey, fucking cut it out, dude."
Yeah.
Anybody ask if you're from the UK or vice versa? Do anybody know that you're from Australia?
No, the American mind typically cannot comprehend the difference between Australian, UK, and even South African as well. It's all a big blur of it's English, but it's not. You know what I mean?
You get mixed up for South African?
Sometimes, yeah.
Interesting.
I think it depends on the delivery.
It's funny because we watch a guy named or his YouTube channel is Beard Meets Food. So we watch a lot of food shit on YouTube, and he's from the UK. And when he comes to the States, he's always getting, "Are you Australian?" So I don't think anybody knows what the fuck's going on.
Well, I mean, the funny part is Australians or English people can all 100% tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like if I go to when I've been to the UK, they're like, "You're Australian? That's sick."
When you're there.
Yeah, they get it immediately. Yeah. I come here and they're like, "He's different somehow."
I can't put my finger on it.
What kind of English are you, boy?
Exactly. They're just trying to figure it out.
I know. Just figure it out.
Dude, you were getting ready for probably the biggest,
The big dance.
the big dance, the biggest dance, the biggest match or matches of your career.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, well, if you don't know, I mean, for people who don't know, like, I've won trials before, so I've done ADCC one time. And it went well. Like, it went, like, not bad, considering I had to fight the guy that ended up winning the division and the open weight. And I was like, well, that's a good amount of cope that I can have here, you know? But, I mean, obviously, like, you don't go there to lose. But at least I didn't get, like, completely destroyed. You know, I had some decent moments. But certainly I think I've had, like, a big shift in my mindset about everything with my own jiu-jitsu and my performance and, like, and I guess, like, how to think about preparing for big matches as well. It's always been, like, this tricky balancing act of, like, feeling like I'm, like, the right level to be competing at these sorts of things. And I feel like I've really had, like, a big shift in my mental kind of in the last maybe 12 months or so.
Yeah.
Which I think has positioned me well to have, like, a really good performance. So I'm excited. Hopefully I don't have to fight, like, Kynan again.
First round.
I mean, like, a part of me wants it and a part of me doesn't, you know.
That's valid.
If I don't have to fight him, then I'll either have to fight, like, Luke, which would suck, or, like, one of these types. Like, coming from Australia, like, it's still this sort of maybe unjust seeding. Like, I think that the seeding in Australia generally gets, like, looked down on. But I definitely think that I'm in the mix, you know. But it just means that you get big, exciting matches at the start. So, yeah, like, a part of me wouldn't like to fight Kynan again if I could avoid it because he's really good. But another part, obviously, would love to get vengeance.
Yeah.
The match that I really wouldn't want to have is probably Luke because Luke is, A, my friend, and B, he's just a fucking monster. Like, I'll do it, and I'll do my best, you know, but he's really, really good. And obviously training with him as much as I do when I'm here, you know, I'd rather not, you know what I mean? So if I had to pick between Kynan and Luke, I'd definitely take Kynan. But,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Luke is, Luke's good. It's interesting that you bring that up because I asked Mark McQueen the same thing about he always trains with Big Dan, knowing that they're going to be in the same bracket. Mm-hmm. Is that at all weird for you when you train with Luke?
Well, I mean, like, actually, there's literally like a quarter of the division for 99 kilos at Kingsway right now. So there's like myself, Patrick, Luke, and Stefan.
Yep.
All with Kingsway, and they're all awesome, and I love training with them. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's like. It's different. Like when you do competition, there's such a different feeling and energy to the matchup and everything. Like definitely like they're amazing grapplers and they're awesome to share the mats with. So yeah, like I would rather get the most out of my time with them when I'm training with them and be like, okay, well, whatever happens on game day.
That's fair.
Rather than like, oh, maybe I won't train with this guy in the lead up. You know what I mean? Because it's like travel around the world to come and train with them.
You'd also be avoiding the best rounds for you.
Exactly, yeah. Like they're only going to make me better. So, and it's like it's a marathon, not a sprint. And at the end of the day, like anything that I gain from rolling with them and vice versa, like it's all just kind of goes into this like massive collection of our own experience. And so I don't think it's going to like be the biggest deal, you know, if I roll with them or not before ADCC, because it's like ultimately there's been like 15 years of jiu-jitsu that led me to this point, you know, training with them for like 4 weeks in the lead up to ADCC. I don't think it's going to like move the needle necessarily that much or not, you know? So, but yeah, they're my friends. So like, it's tricky because I would love for them to win as well, but there's only one person that can win. So, okay.
Dude, So now meeting the majority of y'all, I have 13 friends who are competing at ADCC. And a lot of y'all are in the same fucking divisions.
Yeah.
and I find myself in very like feeling the same way. I'm like, fuck, dude, I want this guy to win. I want this guy to win. Oh, fuck, I want that guy to win too. And so it's I
remember last ADCC when like Luke and Dan were set to match up. I was literally like,
fuck.
I want you both to win.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, ultimately, like, it just is what it is. At the end of the day, like, it's a culmination of years of effort and sacrifice, and like, it's like, I really like this sentiment. I think it was like Mika Galvar. I think it was talking about this one time. It was like, and it just goes for any matchup, to be honest. It's like, when you compete, you either like ruin someone's day completely while making your own. You know what I mean? And so like, a lot of time I see people like, especially in local comps, they win and they fucking pop their shirt off and then, yeah! But it's like, bro, you just ruined that guy's day. Like, and the shoe can so easily be on the other foot. Like, it literally just can be, you know? And so, yeah, that's one of my like personal gripes when you like lose your shit at a competition. You know, I think like Mika does it really classy. Like, I've never seen him like lose his shit when he wins or whatever, because the bro is just like respectful, you know? And like on one hand, I understand that like it looks good for the cameras. It's a cool moment to capture.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that what you gain by being a considerate person of your opponent, I think it's worth a lot, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's interesting because we're in this age where you have to build a brand, right? And I'm not saying that that's the only way to build it, but I'm saying, like, to your point, like, there is, you know, a lot of people have that thought in their head, like, okay, how can I make this capturable or make this into a reel, or how can I film this or get this captured or and whatnot? And it does take away from other aspects of it, but it's just kind of where we're at with the nature of social media.
Yeah. But I mean, like, people have been, you know, beating their chest for thousands of years. I think it's like, it's going to be in the game at some point. But I think that this sentiment of like being like self-aware enough to be like, okay, that could have been me if I win, or vice versa, you know? I think that's really cool. And so that's how I generally try to like coach my students, for example. Like, when we compete, if I see them lose their shit or whatever, I'll be like, hey buddy, relax.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think it's like even more so like at higher stakes event, like it amplifies the tension. Like, you could be like totally justified in losing your shit if you win at ADCC. But at the same time, you know, like, then the stakes are higher for them as well. So like, you've ruined their day even worse, you know, if you beat somebody. But yeah, like, in saying that, I still like got a bit excited when I like tapped my first like world champion. I was like, oh, did a fucking front flip and shit. I lost my shit. But and afterwards I was like, fuck, I should have handled that more classy. But, you know, it does take over in the moment sometimes. But I try to put the best foot forward as best I can.
I think I think it's very fair. But it's all, you know, yes, you are ruining that person's day, but it's also a fucking huge moment that you have grinded for.
It's true.
And, you know, like, I think I can definitely see what you're saying, but also I think there's you know, a balancing act, like you were saying, like people definitely can get too crazy or too over the top with it, especially if they start standing over the other person, or like if you're being very pointed at the person who you just beat versus being overall just very excited. Yeah. I think those are maybe two different things.
For sure. At the same time, like, if it's like grappling industry, it's like, bro, pull up. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, but I think about something that Joe Rogan says a lot, like, your worst moment is your worst moment. And so someone winning grappling industries, that might be their best moment, right? Because that's their best moment. And yes, that could mean that they just don't see like a grand scheme of things, or they're not taking a step back. But maybe in that moment, that's the biggest thing that they've ever done.
It's true. Yeah. But in any case, that's the scope of my views on it, I guess. Like, I just think like,
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I think there's definitely, like, I definitely think that I lean more towards that perspective, like the one that you're sharing. But I do also think, like, man, you know, fucking, if you win it, fucking go crazy. Don't be a dick towards the guy you beat, but have your own moment. Yeah. Like, don't be standing over him. Don't be shoving him off of you, like things of that nature. You know, definitely shake his hand and then go fucking crazy. Yeah. Because, dude, if you win,
it's true. It is pretty surreal.
You're the fucking man, bro.
It's a crazy thing to think about, yeah.
You're the man, Dan.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that you would bask. Like, I would hope that you had your moment. Yeah. Right? And that could be however that means for you. But I would want you to, like, feel it, I guess. And, like, whatever that feeling is, or whatever comes out from that feeling, fucking go for it.
Yeah. No, I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
You know, but
if you want to do a backflip, fucking do it.
bro, I wish I could fucking backflip.
do it, dude. I mean, dude, you look great.
I'm trying. I'm trying a bit of a new approach in my preparation for these types of events.
Yeah.
I feel like after not the last trials, but the trials before, I went to Bangkok, and when I competed in Bangkok, I was like weighing like 105, 106 kilos, or like 230, 235-ish or something like this, like the week of, and then cut to make 218 or 99 kilos, and then rehydrated. And like, a thing that occurred to me is like, early on in the bracket, you just feel like a brick wall when you have this size advantage. But I never really felt like I was way weaker or way smaller than the other guys. Like when I matched up with Kynan, for example, I was like, dude, you're not like that much bigger than me. I don't think necessarily that like 5 extra kilos is going to like make me way inferior of a man. You know what I mean? And so I was like, right, now going in, I'm just going to prioritize like feeling more athletic, feeling leaner, feeling, you know, just generally a better athlete. And it's been really good for me. Like when I did this, I made this adjustment. So now I walk around at like basically on comp weight. And then when I competed in the Gold Coast trials, I was like, I could just coast. And literally my gas tank held up really, really well. And I feel like just a way better athlete now. So it's been really cool. And obviously it sucks to not like have chocolate and stuff so much, right? But to be eating healthier and cleaner, I just feel like a better version of myself, you know? So
I believe it. You look fucking great.
Thanks, dude.
Shredded.
I'm trying.
Looking all yoked. I mean, dude, so then you've always been in minus 99, but it was just a matter of like how much weight you're carrying around versus now. Is that the difference?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, when I first started doing ADCC, like when I got my first 2 silver medals, I did that at plus 99. And then I remember I was competing at plus 99, and then I did Nogi Worlds, and I fought Victor Hugo, and I was like,
Fuck this,
actually. That guy's way too fucking big.
That's a big dude.
Yeah. And then so I moved down to minus after that, basically. And yeah, like I was like, okay, I'm going to get lean and get to like 100 kilos. And I'm like, and then this is like, I don't even know, like 2020 maybe. And I was like, right, this is going to be my year for competition. And then COVID happened, I got locked down, and I was like,
Go to Australia.
Real thing, real talk. So then I was like, okay, let me just regroup basically. But then they changed the weigh-in procedure. So I was like, okay, let me get to 99 kilos. And then they changed it to like only the day before weigh-ins, which changes a lot about how you can prepare for an event.
What was it before that?
It was 3 days in a row. So if you win ADCC, you weigh in day before, first day, and second day. And you have to make weight.
You had to weigh in every time. Yeah, that's tough. That's different.
I mean, like people still cut weight in that era. But to me, I was like, dog, I'm not doing that. That sounds like shit.
Yeah.
But then when they made it only day before weigh-ins, I was like, okay, well, I can definitely lean on my weight cutting experience. Like in MMA, I've cut some pretty gnarly weight.
Yeah.
Like I cut 11 kilos in a week one time for MMA. That was gross.
Yep.
But all that's to say that I was like, okay, now I have to rethink about how I want to prepare. So then I just focused on like being a bigger man at 99 kilos for a long time. And I put a lot of stock into this. And then, yeah, like in the Bangkok trials, I felt how hard I fatigued in the later matches. And in the matches where I needed to have more dog in the fight, I just didn't have it. I just felt like shit. Something was off, you know? And so, yeah, switching this up and kind of coming in leaner and more athletic, I was like, okay, this is definitely the play for me. And yeah.
Was that the decision, like after the Bangkok trials? Was that when you're like, okay, for sure I'm doing this? Did it come because of that, or had you already kind of been teetering on it a bit?
That was like the main motivation, yeah. Like, and yeah, I always kind of knew I could get a bit leaner as well. Like I wasn't like fucking shredded, you know what I mean? Even now, like I still think I could like, honestly, if I locked, to be honest,
could make 88.
I think I could, yeah. Like I'm not like completely peeled like some of these guys. So, you know, I feel like way better at around this weight, but it's like if I could walk around at like 95 kilos pretty comfortably, then I could make 88. To be honest, easy work.
Yeah,
you know,
you have the frame to make 88 for sure.
Yeah, I remember when I first started training with Roka, I came in, I was training with Giancarlo, and he's like, "Bro, why don't you just fucking lock in and do 88?" And I was like, I spent all this time trying to get bigger for 105, like walk 105, 106 to cut to 99. But yeah, retrospectively, I probably should have listened to the ADCC champion who was like, yeah, dude, you should do 88. Probably should have listened to that guy, but yeah, so maybe on the cards in the future. We'll see how it all shakes down. But
yeah, you'd be crazy at 88. I mean, you're crazy at minus 99, of course. But that, yeah.
I'd be pretty big. Yeah, I'd be pretty big in the weight class.
Big, fast, strong.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm stupid excited for this ADCC. Because I'm clearly much more invested now. Because there's just so many people that I know who are going to be there. And like, it's just like watching MMA when you know the guys. You know, it's like when Cody fights or Damian fights or somebody. It's like, oh shit, like you're so much more excited about it, nervous about it, locked in.
Yeah. It's a big investment when you watch your friends.
Yeah,
for sure,
dude.
yeah.
And so I'm fucking stoked. I think we're going to do maybe, I don't know if we're going to do a live watch party because I think even day 2 is going to be a long day. So I don't know if we can be able to do the whole thing, but maybe start around just the finals. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe get some guys in here and do another one like we did for the UFC White House card. Because I think that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
And dude, I'm stoked.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive moment.
Poland.
I feel like. Yeah,
have you been to Poland before?
No, never. So in Europe, I only ever been to London and when I did the side quest in Romania with Dan. So that's the only times I've been to Europe.
Yep.
They've been good times for sure, but yeah.
Romanian side quest.
Bro, that was a hell of a side
I don't
quest.
even think we talked. Was that after you were on? I think that was after, right?
After, yeah. It was like January of this year.
Yeah, so we haven't even gotten to talk about this. Fucking Dan getting Lyme disease. Oh no, that was Aiga.
Yeah.
Y'all walking through the snow.
Through the snow, yeah.
What the fuck?
It was insane.
You were in tennis shoes, yeah.
Literally, just like sneakers, literally. And so, yeah, dude, like Dan's like, oh, dude, come to Romania for this thing. It was like on really short notice. I was holidaying with my family. We did a road trip across Australia for Christmas. Like we drove to Perth from Melbourne, and
damn, that's a drive, eh?
That's a serious drive. And so we, I was over there and he's like, bro, come to Romania for this wrestling camp. And I'm like, that sounds crazy. And I was like, okay, bet. So booked the flight. And I was like, so what are we doing, bro? He said, just training every day, basically. I'm like, okay, sounds great. Sounds really good. And so we get to Romania and it's cold as shit. Like it's, and I think we just missed the harshest part of winter maybe, or maybe it was soon to come. But literally like most days was like minus 10, minus 15 Celsius, right? I don't even know what it is in freedom units.
That's like minus 40, 50?
It was fucking cold.
Yeah.
Fucking freezing.
Yeah, or did I go the wrong direction? What is that?
I think it's...
What's that in Fahrenheit? Minus 15.
In Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Cold.
No shit, Sherlock.
I don't have my phone.
Oh, that's right.
Water freezes at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see if...
Yeah, what is it, Jack?
70 degrees.
That's cap. That's cap. Hey Siri, what's minus 15 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? 5.
5 degrees. Okay, yeah, I was going the wrong direction. Yeah, that's still very cold. And you were up in altitude.
Yeah, so like around 2,000 meters or 6,000 feet or something like this.
Yeah. What was the wind like?
Horrific.
Wind chill? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the fucking worst.
And so we had this little adventure and we had to like drive to this place in Bustani. And we get there and I'm like, oh, this is pretty sick. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna take a ski lift. And I was like, okay, like we're already like what looks like at the top of a big hill, basically. It's a big mountain. And you get to there and they're like, yeah, ski lift up there. And I'm, oh, okay, sure. So we ski lift up there and I'm like, okay, are we here? And they're like, no. Now it's an hour walk in the snow to get there. And I'm like, excuse me, bro? What are you talking about?
When's the last time you were in weather like that?
Oh, goodness. When I went to Astana, and in Astana in the winter, so this is in Kazakhstan for Aiga.
Oh, okay.
I was
like, where the fuck is that?
Yeah, it was fucking freezing there.
Yeah.
But it was not at altitude like that. Like that was mental, And yeah, dude, so we had to hike an hour in the snow and I'm literally like, how did I get here?
How did you not get frostbite?
I mean, I like had thermals on underneath and shit like this. Had like wool socks.
Okay. So thick socks, you just wear in tennis shoes.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
because nobody said, hey, we're going to be hiking. And like, okay, I was like, okay, sick. We're going to walk through this fucking treacherous snow, sure, whatever. And it occurred to me when we were there that it was like divided into 3 different things. So like a third of the time we were wrestling, you know? And I was like, what? What do you mean we're doing like a third of the time of wrestling? Isn't it a wrestling camp? But they put such an emphasis on like strength and conditioning and cardio that I was like just blown out of the water, like immediately. Like I've been holidaying literally in Perth in the sun, having a good time, chilling, eating whatever I want, to like Eastern European death camp on a mountain, basically. And dude, I remember the first day, they're like, yeah, we're going to do this weights thing. And so we do this like priming warm-up thing. And it was just terrible. And they're like, yeah, that's the warm-up. Now we're going to go outside. And I'm like, excuse me.
Oh, wait, hold up.
What the fuck you mean, bro? Like, yeah, we're just going to run this. And so they were like running to where we got off the ski lift and back as that's their cardio.
The fuck?
Yeah. So it was like they would do that, and then like in the evening they would do powerlifting and like Olympic lifting.
So if it was an hour walk in the snow, I mean, that had to have been at least 2+ miles, yeah?
I think it would like up and back, if I remember correctly, was something like 8 or 9 kilometers.
Yeah, so like 4-ish. Yeah, like 3.5 miles.
Yeah. And dude, it was horrendous. And like the first day Dan was literally like, I'm not fucking doing that. And I'm like,
It surprised me.
like, dude, what do you mean you're not doing it? We're gonna fucking, it's gonna be a walk.
Fucking damn, dude.
He's like, bro, we could fucking die. And I'm like, we could die doing anything, bro. You know what I mean? But bro, like,
I love how you were the one who was convincing him to do the workout, bro, when he invited you.
well, I mean,
That's
like,
such a damn move.
well, like, obviously, I had no idea what I was getting into. And so I messaged my wife. I'm like, babe, they want us to do this fucking hike. They want to run in the snow. I'm like, babe, like, you're responsible for my well-being. I trust my wife with anything.
Yeah.
My babe, should I do this? And she's like, if you don't, you're a fucking pussy.
Yes, dude.
And I'm like, say less.
Yes.
Say less.
That's a good woman right there.
Yeah.
Bro.
Anyway, but like, no, dude. And so we go out there, and I feel like a bit of a piece of shit because I mean I was being one, but we go out there and Dan's like, okay, but just don't lose me, right? Like stay with me. And I'm like, okay, sure.
Did you hold his hand?
So we're going on the snow, and like Dan, I mean, to his credit, a very big human, and he was fucking
He was much bigger, yeah.
and struggling with the altitude like really bad.
Yeah.
But I was like, dog,
We're here.
let's go a bit faster. You know, let's cook. And he just couldn't. Like, he just fucked up, to be honest. And, you know, he had his whole, like, he's had a host of health complications.
Yeah.
So, like, when you look at it through his lens, it does make sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and he would beat the fuck out of me. So, you're like, I'm not going to call him a pussy, but I mean.
But I kind of did, though.
But I was a lot lighter. And so I was like, fuck, this is kind of boring. But I saw he was walking with somebody, and I was like, okay, I'm sweet to just go ahead a bit more. Anyway, and so I did, and it was brutal. And I got through it, and like, I was flabbergasted at like, cause I literally hiked it basically. So it took me like maybe like an hour and a half or something like this to do this up and back thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I watched the people, the wrestlers, like run back
past you.
And I was like, fuck, am I a bitch? That's crazy. I didn't realize I was this much of a pussy. Anyway, and so then like a couple of days later, I was like starting to feel a bit better on the altitude. And so I was like, okay, now I'm going to fucking try and run this shit. And I think I ran like up and back. I believe it was something like 58 minutes.
Damn.
So actually, I did pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, I put fucking good music on. I
You
locked
just
and I
locked
sent
it.
it. Yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever happens, I'm not going to be fucking last. Like, of the wrestlers,
Yeah.
I'm beating at least one of these
Okay.
fuckers.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I was like, fucking let's go
Fuck
Australia,
yeah,
bro.
dude. Let's go. Let's go. The guy. Oh, dude, I know their coach got in the ass too. Losing to you.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Coming from vacation in the sun.
I just
You
had
haven't been in weather like this in forever.
I just had to fucking big dog it. I was like, right, I just refuse.
That's crazy. They did, man. I'd had their feet moving.
Yeah.
Up downs.
Yeah, legit.
Up downs. Getting beat by the Australian. That's wild work. They live there.
Legit, yeah. Dude, one time I was fucking... So there was like... The first day we did this big ass... We actually did like a pretty light walk on the first day, I think it was. And we kind of went a different way with this guy, Alin, who's like a multiple-time Olympian. And we were walking and my foot just like sunk literally like 5 feet in snow.
Fuck.
And I tried to pull my foot out and my shoe got stuck in the bottom of the snow.
Oh, shit.
And I was literally like... Fam, like
This might be it.
I'm gonna get frostbite. I'm cooked, actually. And Alin was like, bro, what the fuck are you wearing shoes like this for? I'm like, nobody fucking told me we're gonna fucking hike through Yugoslavia while I'm fucking here, bro. Like, what the fuck is this? So I had to like...
How much snow was on the ground?
Oh, dude. Like, I don't even know. Like an absurd amount, to be honest. Like, I don't know where the ground was. I don't know if I saw the ground.
So was
the
it just
entire time
that
I was there.
like the snow was frozen so that you were able to walk mostly on top of it?
Yeah,
and then like you
and
just hit a
sink.
soft spot?
Yeah, like like it would snow over like the trees would fall down or whatever, right? And it would snow over the top of them, so you couldn't even see the side of this tree, basically.
Brutal.
And so you'd walk, and you'd get to a section where it's like there's like branches, and it would hold weight pretty well. But if you step on the edge of the branch, you just go shoot, and just your ass is grass, bro. To be honest.
So how'd you get your foot out?
I had to like, so I was trying to like reach in and pull it out and it was literally stuck, buried in the snow. So I had to get Dan to unweight my hand so I could like, I pulled my other foot up out of the snow because I was trying to stand on it, but it was compacting the snow. So I'm like, Dan, quick, pull me up while I pull my shit out. And it did, like it let go at the bottom when I stopped standing on that section. Because like when you stand on it, it just makes the snow more and more compact. And under all the weight of like a 5 foot of snow, it's like concrete down there. So thankfully, when I got pulled off the foot I was on, it like unweighted and came loose.
That puts an avalanche into perspective.
Dude, fuck that.
Dude, that'd be so much weight on you.
Yeah, it's insane, actually.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, super fucked.
Any avalanches around when you were up there?
Thankfully not. No, I think like one time they were running, and this is the thing, like there's not much reception. Like it's really intermittent, right?
Yeah.
And at one point we were like on the last day and they were running and like some of the wrestlers didn't come into camp and they were like, where the fuck's Billy or whatever, right? Some guy. And they're like starting to stress, but they're not trying to let anybody else like be really aware of like how much they're like, fuck, we lost our boy, you know? So they kind of just quietly ducked away in a snowmobile, like trying to fucking find these motherfuckers. They found him.
They found him. Where were they? Like, what were
No,
they
they
doing?
just got like they came off the track a little bit, and then, you know, I don't even know, to be honest.
Just getting lost.
Yeah.
He's just getting lost.
Well, I mean, like,
they taking a detour. Like,
no, but like you can't see shit. Like when it gets like seriously overcast. Like there was one day where it was really clear and you could see like, you know, really far.
Yeah.
It was so stunning. But like when you first got there, it was literally like the Matrix loading screen. You know what I mean? Like that white ass room. You're just like stepping in front of you. You're like, I hope there's some shit on the ground here that I can walk on. You know. But like honestly, you couldn't see like more than 20 feet in front of you.
yeah.
And it's just like complete white everywhere.
Yeah, the videos y'all were posting were crazy.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
I mean, dude, what an experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have said no.
Could have.
But you didn't.
I didn't. Now, Dan was like, he asked a few other people. I think he might have asked like Josh Saunders, and Saunders was like, I got other shit on, bro. Like, the fuck.
He said, fuck no.
Yeah. My dumb ass got roped into it. I don't know if Dan would have gone by himself, but it was a pretty sick experience.
Yeah, dude, you got to go to Romania and train up in the mountains
Yeah, it was pretty
with some
pretty
Eastern
surreal.
European wrestlers.
And it really did open my eyes to as well, to like how much more I could put into my athletics. You know what I mean? Because some of these boys, bro, were fucking animals.
Dude, I believe it.
Made me look like such
Life
a bitch.
is different.
Yeah.
It's different. Like, dude, the whole, like, we're getting soft over here, people I don't think they can fathom what that means
these
until
boys-
you go and see those guys.
These boys are built different.
Like, dude, you watch, like, the Islam Makhachev camps. You watch those guys with Khabib and those practices, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's different.
Yeah, the altitude thing, like they were saying that it takes like 3 weeks to really properly get the most out of like training up in the mountains. And I was there for like, it was like 10 days on the mountain. And I came down and I was like, bro,
Easy.
this is crazy. Like
Easy down here.
Yeah, no, literally. Like it made a huge difference.
Because y'all were up there the whole time. You weren't going back up, like back and forth. That's where y'all were staying, was up there.
Staying at altitude, yeah. It's Piazza Asa, it's called.
Was it just like a whole town up there, or were y'all there? Like, was it like
no? It's it's pretty similar to like a mountain resort, basically. And people go there for like normal people go there as well for like holidays for skiing and surfing.
Got it. Okay, and so maybe they just like rented out a part of it.
Pretty much, yeah. They'll rent out a bunch of rooms, and that's where they host like a lot of the national teams for Romania go and train there. Like there was like the women's freestyle, and there was like a judo team there. There was like these like 10-year-old kids, like mostly little girls, were doing like gymnastics training.
Oh fuck yeah!
And I was waiting for a wrestling practice to start one time, and these kids are like absolute animals, and I was like, holy moly, I'm such a pussy, bro.
The gymnastics is different.
Yeah, they're such cool athletes.
Dude, the strength is different.
Strength through range of motion, crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're so fucking strong and just yoked on another level.
Yeah.
Just muscles on top of muscles.
So sick.
Just lifting their own body weight. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Strength through range of motion. I honestly feel like for little kids, especially like when they're too young to understand jiu-jitsu, but like old enough to be able to like stand and start moving. Like, I think that's such a good base. Gymnastics.
That's what we're thinking.
For everything. It's so good for everything.
Just a different kind of strength. Like, how often do you move just your body like that?
Yeah.
It's not frequent. So those folks are just different.
Yeah. And especially like little kids, they still have their mobility. You know, it's only when you start to get a little bit older and you sit all the time and not get into these shapes. Like, I think like anytime a kid is still capable of doing things like a back bend, it's like, hey kids, spend time in that position.
Splits.
Yeah, exactly. Just hold that, get that, keep that strength, keep that base.
Yeah.
Because it literally, like, it's one of those things hard to get back, but probably easy to carry forward as you get older.
Look at like a Mikey Musumeci.
Yeah,
He's been training since he was 2. He clearly bends different than most people.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like that has to play a role because he's just always been kept in those positions.
Yeah, correct. But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Dude, that's fucking dope. I forgot about that till just now.
Yeah.
You went up to Romania.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember watching the stories being like, what the fuck are y'all doing, dude?
This is insane.
How was the wrestling practices?
Tough, yeah. Like, Alin was like... I mean, the thing is, with wrestling practice, because they were doing Greco, which is, like, pretty different, you know, obviously, to, like... I mean, I've done a bit of freestyle, and I've practiced it quite a bit. And then, like jiu-jitsu wrestling is different again. But, like, you know... Just the main things they need to work on in Greco are really different to what we have to work on.
How so?
Like parterre, for example, especially, super different, right? So parterre in Greco, as I understand it, is like anytime there's like, I believe it's like either a timeout or if somebody gets like a penalty or something like this, you can get put to parterre or like an overtime where they start on their front, basically, and you start with like a body lock or a hand around the waist. And basically your goal is to create exposure where you try and put their back on the floor. And so you'll see people like doing like gut wrenches and things like this. And there's all these like really sick, elaborate ways to like lift somebody and flip them while they're on parterre. Like if you ever watch, you know, that iconic picture of Karelin, the wrestler, where he like locks his hands and he's like back arching and throwing a guy?
I do.
A lot of the time these situations come up from parterre situations because they're already chest to back on them. And so when you have these situations, there's all these like different ways to like build for height and like lift the guy off the mat and then throw them. Like I couldn't fucking do it, bro. I was like, I'm going to throw my back out doing this 100%. But like these guys were like literally throwing me around like I weighed nothing. I was like, Jesus Christ. But for jiu-jitsu, that has no carryover at all. You know what I mean? Because it's like if a guy's on his front, I'm choking the piss out of that guy basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that part was a bit like, this is kind of annoying. But I did also pick up like quite a lot of interesting details. Like we pretty much had a one-on-one. Dan and I had a PT with like Alin, and yeah, like we picked up maybe like 45 minutes, which ran through a bunch of different things. Oh, what do you think about this? How do you do this grip? How are you setting this up? And so that was really cool. I picked up a lot of interesting stuff from him there. That was really cool. I was very blessed.
Something in particular that you've pulled over that you use now?
Yeah,
implemented into your game?
There's a few details on like some over-under stuff, which is like kind of where they spend a lot of their time. There's like a couple of really cool insights into like defending double unders as well, which is really cool. Like normally somebody gets double underhooks on you in standing position.
It's kind of cooked.
Pretty cooked.
Yeah.
But like I tried to do it to Alin, and he just fucking did this weird thing with his hips, and I was like, bro, you gotta show me that. That was fucked up. He just disrespected my body lock. I was like, what the fuck? That's not fair at all. Did a few bits and pieces like this. But yeah, no, like, and they were very nice to me. They let me do like freestyle with them a lot of the time, which made my life a lot easier because there's no leg grabs, no foot sweeps, no trips.
It's all
like,
upper body.
All upper body, basically. So it's like drags, underhooks, snaps, this sort of stuff, pretty much, which definitely has its place. And what's interesting about it for me was like a lot of the posture that you take in Greco is more similar to Jiu-Jitsu than freestyle, because freestyle, they're very hunched forward because they're protecting their legs. Yeah. Whereas in Greco, they don't have that at all, which is like, honestly kind of mirrors a lot of the time with Jiu-Jitsu. So
much more upright.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so then that component I was like quite interested in understanding more. But yeah, so that was really interesting. Picked up a lot of cool things from there.
Hell yeah. That's dope, dude. I mean, again, just like what a fucking experience.
Yeah.
And so what's so you're back in Kingsway. Mm-hmm. What's the vibe like right now? Because we're getting pretty close. We're like what, 3, 4? We're like 4 weeks away.
Pretty much, yeah. So I mean, it was really good. Like I've only done the one session. Like I got in just the other day, and so did yesterday did a session there, and then today did Dan's session at Ralph's, which was really good. And yeah, so it's been really good. It's been really cool to be back and mixing in with the boys, and like I got to work with like Giancarlo on Friday, and a little bit with James Sarnecki, who's a fucking piece of shit. No, I love that guy, but he's fucking a menace on the mats.
He's a menace.
It's a problem. And then I had to get sodomized by Big Dan, which was a thing, but it's okay. You gotta take your lickings.
Yeah. You're getting Dagestani'd by Mark McQueen. I've heard his Dagestani is
Yeah, thankfully I've ducked him so far. He wasn't in on Friday morning, so yeah.
Gotta hit him up and be like, where were you?
Well, I didn't come in the afternoon. I think it's like quite an interesting thing here. It's like I've done camps where I've come here and just gone foot to floor the entire time to try and get the most out of it. But kind of as I've gotten more experienced, I've had to like learn to respect my body a bit more and like pick and choose when I need to do doubles or when I can afford to do singles. And like I feel like a lot of the time, like traveling to the States can get a bad rap for things like skin infections, for example, or injuries and these sort of things. I think a lot of that is coming from people coming in, like not necessarily conditioned for 2 days properly. And then
trying to blast it.
They're jet lagged. They're just trying to grind through it. Yeah. And, then they come to America. They're like, oh, let me get some fucking barbecue or whatever. And so they're kind of fueling suboptimally. And you combine all these things and like the sleep difference as well. And it's just kind of a recipe for getting fucked up, So to me especially, it's like this week, I'm like, okay, one a day today, one a day tomorrow. And then Monday comes regroup, see how the body's feeling. Can I push it a little harder? If yes, cool, I'll start doing doubles. If I don't feel like I can manage that without getting too burnt out, then I'll play singles. Because the worst thing that could happen right now is I get like some gnarly staph infection, I'm out for a week. That'd be fucking gay.
Real gay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the main thing. It's like, okay, get in, get work with the best guys, feel good, and then get ready for the big dance, Yeah. Don't have some big setback, because I've had already a lot of setbacks with my preparation for this, so can't afford anymore. So be smart.
Which I want to get to, because I definitely want to talk about your fucking gym. It's something that I'm probably the most excited to talk about outside of the big dance. But how are you? Is it as you train more and more in jiu-jitsu? Is it getting to the point kind of where MMA is, where you have like guys like Max Holloway? These guys, they're not sparring anymore. Are y'all like? How important is it still for you to get like super hard rounds?
I think you need to get exposed to good jiu-jitsu. But I think that a lot of that can be done in bite size. Now, obviously, like when you come to Kingsway, you want to try and get like the most out of it, train with like the best guys, of course. But I think that there's like an optimal amount of volume of like getting assaulted that is actually good. And I remember like a few camps ago, I think it was back when they were still at Roca, and I was actually probably getting ready for Worlds, and I really struggled, and I was just getting like assaulted every round. And it's very difficult to feel good about your offensive game when this is happening as well. And when you have room to retouch on your offensive game a bit more, it helps you to, execute. And so when you're not getting inundated with just like, I'm shit at jiu-jitsu, I'm getting smashed by all these guys. Yeah. When you have that room to breathe and think and be like, okay, I tried this today and it didn't work. And then you try and practice it on lesser mere mortals, basically. Then you can kind of get some reps in, and then you tinker with a few things, then you go back to the big boys. And it's like, I feel like it's productive for your growth to have this like intermittently, Like I think, for example, like I don't know how much better my attacking game would get if I roll with Gordon only every day.
Probably not great.
Probably not great.
Yeah.
Probably get really depressed.
Yeah, I probably not want to compete no more.
But in saying that, like if I got a round a day or a round a week with Gordon, for example, insane. I can get so many insights.
Yeah.
Like last time I was here, I did a positional round with Gordon and he just like clowned me, which I was like, this is disrespectful, but it's the GOAT, of course.
Yeah.
But afterwards, he's like spent like literally 10 minutes breaking down what I did wrong and just gave me a bunch of notes to play with basically. And I've been able to like take that and be like, okay, I'm going to do that to people.
Yeah.
And also understand on the other side of the coin how to not get fucked up. So like intermittent doses of getting exposed to this elite level is amazing, but I don't think it's necessarily the case that you have to get smashed every day to get this gains. And like everybody's talking about this, like, even John's talked about like how beneficial it is to smoke people you're way better than. You know what I mean?
That 80-20 rule that he talks about.
This type of thing, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably where like house fits in for you. Right?
Yeah.
Because there's guys who are, the room is still fine talent-wise, right? But comparatively.
What up, y'all? I know I'm interrupting the conversation. I apologize, but I do need to quickly talk to you about Redmond Real Salt. I've been using this salt for a couple of years. I cook with this every single day. It is my absolute favorite salt in the entire world. And you now, as a What's Up Brodey listener, you can get 15% off by using the code Brodey, or on my Instagram in the bio, you can follow that link to checkout. You'll get 15% off as well. Now, back to the conversation.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
And it allows you to then go in there and have much more of an offensive time, right? You
For
can
sure,
try
yeah.
a lot more things.
Yeah, so that part's really cool. Like, and it's going to Ralph's especially is a really good way to get exposed to like good people, but not have to get destroyed.
Yeah.
And I can kind of like, especially because in that room, I'm more of a, big deal, right? So I can kind of pick and choose when I roll a bit more, when I sit out more, and I'm kind of already tired from the day training at Kingsway. So to do like one a day Kingsway, one a day Ralph's, I feel like I get a really good mix, and it's like, to me, it's a really good recipe. So
I could see that.
yeah,
I could totally see that, because I definitely have noticed this, like where you have to have some rounds where you tap somebody multiple times. Like you have to have those rounds, especially getting ready for competition, because like you need that confidence booster. If every round is either like a stalemate, you're going with somebody of equal skill, or you're getting smashed like you were saying, like, yeah, man, you leave and you're like, fuck, dude, why am I competing next week? I literally just like 5 straight rounds of just
getting assaulted,
either no taps whatsoever or getting tapped multiple times. And just like, the fuck am I doing?
for sure, yeah. That's why I like training with Joel. I get a lot of chance to work on my offense.
Yeah, just fucking him up. Like in wrestling today.
Yeah, exactly.
That's silly goose.
And he was saying like, oh yeah, man, I give you the most hard time in wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh really?
Yeah.
Oh really?
Never even seen that man wrestle before.
I don't think he knows how to do a takedown, honestly.
Dude, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. That was you taking him down was the first time I've ever seen him start a round standing up.
No, he's very good. I like to shit talk him. Like I found out today, we went to the gym just before this, and he came with Jack and I, and he like mogged us on the bench. He
Very strong.
very strong, dude. Finding that out now today, because he was like, oh, dude, how much do you bench now? Like when I started shit talking, and I'm like, dude, actually, it's impressive because I never knew you were this strong. When I roll with you, you don't feel strong. He's like, fuck you, Manchild. No, I love that guy. He's really funny.
Still tapping him to pressure though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
only emotional pressure usually. He breaks, It's okay.
He just can't handle it, man. It's just poor Joel, dude.
Yeah, but he is very funny. So
No, Joel's great. We broke the internet. It was fun.
I love that guy.
Yeah, we had a good time. So your gym. we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because you have put in a shit ton of effort and work and time.
I have, yeah. I mean, definitely, like, it's been a challenging hurdle, to say the least.
While
Like,
getting ready for ADCC, you fucking madman.
yeah. So, like, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but kind of not funny. But, like, last camp, I was here. I was getting ready for Australian trials, basically. And I came here with the intention of being here for 4 weeks and, like, doing my prep and then going back home and basically going straight to Gold Coast, competing, and then coming home. And whilst I was preparing, I would, like, call my wife and she would just be, like, destroyed, like, mentally, physically. She's just completely exhausted. And I was like, fuck, I really, like, left at a terrible time. You know what I mean? Like, because we were in the process of getting the gym ready and all these things. And in my head, I was like, okay, I've just got to do this prep and get through it. But I was so distracted because I was, like, having so much anxiety and just worrying about my wife and like, everything being okay, basically, you know? And I felt like an asshole. And so after, like, a week, I was like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. And I was kind of training and getting through it. But I was like, bro, I actually don't feel good about this situation. And it's messing with me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not sleeping good. I'm stressed. I'm really anxious. I'm worried about her as well, just generally. Like,
Yeah.
And, like, Fee and I are both, like, chronic hard workers. Like, we just put in stupid hours to everything that we do. Like, we don't really take days off. We take, like, we'll take an hour to chill, maybe, you know, like, once a week, once a fortnight, where we don't do anything. But, like, usually we're up early, up late, and we just work all day. And so I came back home. I cut my camp early 2 weeks, and for the 2 weeks, I just worked in my gym, just did what I can. So pretty much, like, I did, like, one training session in the 2 weeks that I was home for Australia before I went to do trials. So straight away, I was like, all right, let me just focus on this and get this out of the way. And I competed, and going into comp, I was kind of like, well, I've kind of not had the best prep. And in my head, I was like, well, if this doesn't work out, like, I'll deserve it. Like, to be honest, like, I just haven't been able to do what I need to do, really, to feel the best.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys in the division were, like, they're super deserving of going to ADCC as well. Like Sebastian Attard is one of my friends. And, you know, there's another guy, Anton Manenko, who's really, really talented. Harrison Everett. A lot of these guys in Australia are, like, really coming up. And going into the trials, I'm like, I'm just going to, like, I actually don't care if I win, to be honest. Going in, I was like, I don't care. Like, I've got all this, like, on my plate, and I'm really worried. And it's, like, also a bad time to win trials. Because of this, I know I have this gym build. And, like, at some point, we're like, okay, at some point we have to close the current gym and open the new one. Yeah. And there's going to be some amount of time in this gap here. And so I was like, okay, for every day that we're closed at the gym, we're, like, bleeding money. Yeah. And not in a good way. Yeah. And so goes through, and I have my match with Seb in the final, and I managed to win. And like, in the video, you see, like, there's a moment where I get my hand raised, and it kind of looks like I'm having some super proud moment. I'm like this, oh my God, while I'm getting my hand raised. And it looks like I'm having some, like, super proud emotional moment. But in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking so cooked. I'm so cooked. What am I fucking doing? I've just won this shit. And now I've just, like, quadrupled my workload.
And now you have to go to Poland.
Yeah. And so pretty much immediately, I was like, okay, I just have to get the gym ready and functioning. And then I can, like, take a breath and think about my prep, to be honest. And so for pretty much, like, 6 weeks, I just didn't train, to be honest. I just got up, went to the gym, unlocked it, and just did, like, I'm not a tradie by any stretch. I just did what I could to try and speed up the process. So, like, painting, laboring stuff, hanging some drywall. Like, dude, I'm a spastic. I'm not a fucking tradie by any stretch. And so I've just been trying to grind this as best I can to try and get this place open. And dude, it's I've had a tremendous amount of help from my members. Like, we really clutched up as a cult to get it together, basically. And yeah, like, we were closed for, like, around a week or so, and back up and running now, basically, which is really sick. And the place is unreal. It's so sick.
It looks
like,
great.
When when you walk in, you just like, it's just got this sick energy, and the team is like buzzing, and like it really feels like the gym's gonna like just take these huge strides. And I've got some really cool ideas for the space as well, and it's gonna be so sick. Like one of the things that I really believe is like super beneficial for your progression in jiu-jitsu and combat sports in general is like recording your rounds, right? Mm-hmm. And so what we're doing is we've got quite expensive camera equipment set up for the security system. But the vision is that if you want, you can opt in to having access to security camera footage, so you can pull the footage of all of your rounds. And so everyone's going to have like an individualized login where you get set class time that you can see the mats on, and then you can comb through, find your rolls, screen record in high quality. Like it's literally like 2K footage. Like it's not quite 4K, but it's like really good. And so you can comb through, see what you're doing, see what you're doing wrong, even like screenshot it, send it to me. Like we can talk about it in class or unpack a bunch of things. It's gonna be an insane training tool for that team.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's like it's had a bit of a time where I've not been able to allocate everything I need to try and get it all up and running. But very soon that's gonna be a thing. And it's gonna be really sick. Like one thing I'm stoked about is we're able to like set it so they get like specific times for specific cameras. Cause like one thing to consider is like number one, like we're having an agreement in the gym where it's like if you post training footage like this without like written agreed consent, basically, like we'll just scrap your access. So we can pull that person's access, and then it's easy. You know what I mean? The other thing that was really cool was like, okay, nobody's getting access to kids class footage. That's the other side of the coin. So I was like, I don't know who the fuck's in my gym. Really, like
sure,
but you never really know. Like, and so so I'm really stoked to be able to like give this like certain windows of access. You know,
was it through like a program or like an app? Like, how did you set that up?
I think it's like DMSS is like the app, and you can set like logins for people to access it, and you can set individual camera access at individual times for the login.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It's really.
How did you figure that out?
Well, I think I saw actually ages ago. Like, there's been a few inspirations for this. Like personally, like I like to record my rounds a lot, and I remember ages ago. I think it was like maybe even on the B Team channel. They were talking about like how they go in the back and watch their rounds back afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's kind of bussin'. And if there was a way that we could make that accessible for anybody who wanted to get good, that would be really sick.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the vision going in. And I think it's going to be a fucking game changer, to be honest.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. We got to tell John.
Yeah.
Simus.
I know.
For that, dude.
I mean, like, there's nice footage at Ralph's.
Yeah, the security camera looks great.
Yeah.
I've gotten choked out on it.
Good.
Good. I fucking surge, dude. I tap surge.
But yeah, so that's really exciting. And all sorts of bells and whistles. Got like nice showers. Yeah. Got a sprung floor. Yeah. It's really sick. You know, it's really exciting.
It's dope, dude.
Yeah.
You did that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my wife did so much. Like, she has to get all the props, bro, to be honest. Like, I put a lot of the time in when I was at home, but she did so much stuff in the back end. And my stepson as well put a lot of time into it to make it ready. And I'm beyond blessed. Like, I individually can't do shit. I'm a spastic. I just know about bolos and shit. But the support of my team, and it's one of these cool things where like there's been like so many people who just like donate their time. Like one of my guys, his name's Vinny, he's an absolute gentleman, and he like barely has been able to train with us. Like he came in and he had like some knee issue out of the gate basically, and it's like sidelined him, which sucks. Yeah. But he came in, he was like, "Oh my god, this is the place for me." He just loves it.
Fuck yeah!
And he literally like he closed his shop for a week so he could come in and help us paint and do all this extra shit. I was like, dude, like, don't you have like your own shit going on? He's like, man, you guys are good people. And I was like, awesome. Fuck, dude, what a fucking animal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Yeah.
Building a community.
It is, yeah. Yeah. So being a cult leader has its perks. You know?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. No, but all seriousness though, like they're tremendous and they really help.
But I think like people are craving that. More than ever. Maybe not more than ever, but obviously history repeats itself and we go in cycles. And I think that's the cycle that we are heading back towards, are these smaller communities, because we're noticing that these fucking big communities just don't fucking work.
Yeah. No, we're definitely like, we're a tight-knit bunch. Yeah. Like, I think like, this is one of the things, it's like, people give shit to cults in jiu-jitsu. Like jiu-jitsu gyms can get a cultish rap.
Yeah.
And I think that like there's a lot of power actually in just accepting that it is a cult. But the key is to make everybody in the cult. This is where the problems are, right? And like you can misuse cult power, of course. You know, like when you try and get people to coach classes for free, or like you try to fucking just screw people out of money, and try to lean on this like, oh, I'm this guy and you have to pay me this for this respect or this grading. Like, that thing, fuck off, bro. That's retarded. And if somebody like wants to leave, for example, like a lot of people like shun people if they try to leave, bro, they probably have their own life to live actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that sort of stuff, not that deep, but in terms of having a community that all gets around each other, like if you really break down a cult, it's actually not that bad if you don't misuse it. You know what I mean?
It's like a commune.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
if you and your friends all get, 10, 12, 20, 100 acres of land and you all live on
work
it
together.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, super culty.
It is, but it's also dope.
Yeah, and it's this interconnectedness, Like one thing I love actually is like on our gym hoodies, it literally says like Precision MMA. It's not a cult in like quotation marks. That's the best shit. But I also think like a big red flag is being like, oh no, we're not a cult. Oh no. Because that's like, bro, you're hiding it. Because they all are, bro.
Yeah. People always give shit to like Six Plates for being cultish, right? But dude, you go to the Who's Number One, and if like a Felipe Costa's competing or Zanjay, freaking, dude, they roll deep. They have a whole section in the Austin Who's Number One that gets chained up for just Six Plates.
Yeah, nice. But honestly, like, it just sounds like a community of people that all get around each other.
They roll like 60, 70 deep. I mean, they show up. It's nuts.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And as long as you don't misuse the power imbalance. Like, there is this weird thing where it's like everybody's going to listen to the guy, right? But I think as long as you're not misusing that, and I think as long as you, like, try to bring everybody up. That's the thing. Like, if you bring up some people and then, like, cold shoulder others, that's when it's like, bro, what are you doing? You're being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But if everybody's on the same ride, that's where it's really powerful. And you can bring a lot of people together, get a lot of people excited about training together. And that's what we do. We're a cult, but we're a good one.
They're a good cult. Yeah, we're one of the good ones. We promise we're one of the good ones.
Exactly.
But I mean, I get what you're saying, right? Because shit, dude, we talk about just like getting a commune, just like of people, just like, because again, we're like, dude, we're just getting fucked, just all over. We're just getting squeezed by multiple different sides of things that aren't good. Like this side's not good, this side's not good. No, like these things just aren't good. And we got to get back to like these smaller communities, freaking eating from your local farmers, fucking hanging out with your people, being around good people, and just policing yourselves, being in these small things. Because like these millions of people, it's just unmanageable.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of this for sure. Like it's tricky because it's like you're going to ask people to give up a lot of convenience to live in this way.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm probably too dependent on the ecosystem. You know what I mean? But I definitely see the appeal,
But till we can't be.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, once digital money rolls through, kind of cooked from there, dude. They're gonna be like, Dan, you said retarded 5 times on this podcast.
Yeah, well,
no more,
I'll stand on that.
No more food this week.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like when it gets to that point, because like that is very possible.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very possible for them to just be like, no, you said some shit we didn't like. Instead of losing your job, you can only buy this amount of groceries this week.
Yeah.
Or, red meat's so bad for the environment. So you can only buy 3 steaks a week.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's good to be, the trick about saying retarded is it's like if you're autistic enough, you can get away with it, You can say whatever you like. If you're like, hey man, like you understand how autistic I am, I'll just play the retard card back at them. That's the strategy. Play the victim
Uno
card.
reverse card.
Yeah. Uno reverse my own retardation,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but I mean that, it's just it's a possibility there.
Yeah.
Especially depending on the ecosystem. But I mean, we're all fucking comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of Western civilization. It was supposed to be, something of this, right? But then now people are soft, freaking just
It's tricky. It's tricky.
weird.
It's tricky to
weird.
navigate a massive society with like so many hugely divergent views.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, at the end of the day, people can think whatever they like, and like one thing I think catches people out is like getting too stressed or putting too much stock in like, oh, but like the other side, or you know,
Oh, yeah.
of anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know, especially politically, like people get like invested, like, oh man, these people are saying this, and these people, and like my people are right because we know.
It's also weird.
The tricky part is like, this is what I always come back to with these kind of political angles. It's like we both all collectively get fed our like news from social media and information from social media, and so everybody gets fed their version of the truth, and then we'll like get pat on the back being like, yeah, we're definitely right. And like once you appreciate that, like probably we're both wrong, you know what I mean? Just generally,
Yeah.
it makes it like you can see somebody with like an extremely opposing viewpoint and be like, you're not a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like the tricky part is when they're both like, you guys are both fucking idiots. You know, that's when you get caught out and you have just like arbitrary friction between people. But when you understand that they're just seeing the world through the lens that is shown to them that we never would see, you know? Like I like to have a conversation with people who I don't like necessarily agree with politically, because when I talk about an instance or a topic, they just have these different talking points or like different viewpoints. And if you like give them the time of day to like run you through like what they think, it's quite interesting, you know? And then I just go, well, I have no idea what the truth is. Meh. And then I just feel like I come to a place where I learn to let go and be like, okay, maybe I don't know anything. Maybe they don't know anything. I can't know because the picture is too big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you try and look at the universe, you can only see up into the atmosphere. Like you can't really even appreciate how absurdly big and deep it is. So then you're like, well, I can't possibly know the truth, so I'm just going to chill and enjoy what I can see currently in front of me. And I think when you focus on what's in front of you, it's like, of course, it's easy to be like, oh, well, then groceries are more expensive, or like I've heard about this thing happening, and it's like, of course, like those things are bad, but it's like to what effect I individually can have about anything, given that I don't know anything. If you identify I don't know anything that for sure, and also I can't really change anything, it kind of is, to me at least, a refreshing way to live. And as long as I'm a good person, as best I can be, to everybody, regardless of their view, then I think that's kind of what it boils down to.
100%. No, definitely. Yeah, being a good person is number one, right? Voting with your money is probably the other big thing that I've become much more important for me. It's just like, dude, you got to know where, like, who owns what company that you're buying from, even if it's, you know, especially at the grocery store, right? Because it's all, at least here, you know, it's all owned by like 5 companies. Even though there's hundreds of brands across the grocery store, it's all owned by like the same 5 big companies, right? And so trying to buy from the ones who didn't sell out and like really focusing on that, because at the end of the day, if you are unhappy about the food being poisoned, or if you're unhappy about the shit food, but you keep buying these brands that are owned by the shit food companies, then you're just enabling it.
Yeah.
You're just adding to it, because they're just going to keep doing it. They're going to stop once their money and their margins and their profit starts to decrease. Then they're going to be like, you know what? People actually do care about this. Maybe we should start making real food again. And at least that's more from the U.S. side, because like our food is shit. It's just absolute dog shit. And so just being able to do that, or like even just like soap brands, things like that. Like there's so much extra shit in there. And like just going back to, you know, like our laundry detergent's just like 5 ingredients long versus, you know, Tide or some major company that's like 30 ingredients long.
And it's tricky because it's like, I'm sure that the individual small businesses would get the benefit and like would feel the benefit from your contribution. But I don't think, personally, that we can move the needle enough. Even like the tricky part is, you're like, okay, small community is better. The smaller your community, the less leverage you have against these types of things. And of course, like if everybody in the small community backs this one thing, then that's sick. But obviously, there's still like billions of people in the world.
But if they're all in their own small community, You know, like, yeah, you have yours, but then down the road, there's somebody else's small community.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
But my point is more like, for anything to have any sting to something like...
Has to be on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's the challenge, you know? And like, the more you go like, okay, I'm going to like reject social media. I'm not going to like post this stuff or like whatever. I mean, obviously you have a podcast, so you're embracing social media. But like, in terms of like this type of networking where you have this like small communities and stuff, that's obviously powerful and you can bring people together. But like, the larger you reach and the larger you get into social media, the more you're like, well, now maybe I can do something.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a tricky thing. It's like, you know, if we could sit here and like reveal the truth of the world, like if we somehow fucking knew, and maybe you could influence, you know, however many 100 or 1,000 people, whatever. But Joe Rogan could be like, oh, dude, I heard this, and just say one thing and it could just explode.
For sure.
You know?
For sure.
So it's like, it's the scope of like, oh, how much influence can we have on a small scale versus somebody who's big? It's challenging because like they have a platform that's grown because of the connection to, you know, mainstream media and this sort of thing. So it's like, it's a weird trade-off. It's like, and I always come back to individually, how much can I do? Probably not much, you know?
Yeah, it's true, but you can only control what you can control, right? And what you can control is just how you spend your money.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then if you can influence the next person, it does then potentially domino. But yes, on a major scale, probably not much.
Hard, yeah.
But
I do see your point though, for sure.
You know, I think there's just been a much larger movement, at least here in the US, because again, our food is like a big problem. And then, you know, the other fucking plethora of things, right? But the food is a big one. And I think the food is the one thing that's like food and the data centers, I think, are the two things that are bringing people together pretty quickly. Because food, it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, you realize that the food is shit. Now, who you blame depends on probably which way you lean or how deep, how much you actually think it affects you. Probably depends on which way you lean and how, and so, but then the data centers, I mean, dude, there's pretty much no one who is in agreement that we should be building these major fucking data centers taking up all of the resources in a fucking town or city or...
Yeah, it's tricky, hey, like, I see the sentiment. Like, I don't know enough about it, to be honest, to be able to be like, oh yeah, definitely that's a good or a bad thing. This is what I come back to with a lot of, I don't know shit about anything. But like, as far as I can understand, like, what is their proposal with data centers versus what is the aversion? Can you explain it to me?
So let's take the one in Utah for instance, right? So there's multiple layers to it. The biggest thing is that, it's like 65,000 acres. So a massive fucking thing. And it uses 3 times the amount of water that the entire state uses. So there's obviously like a resource issue, right? People, and then they are saying that they're going to cut off electricity or water supply to like Lake Tahoe, which is a northern part of California, due to this because they supply that electricity for them currently. So essentially, they would be cutting off that electricity to an entire place to power this data center, right? And then the other layer of it is that nobody asks for it. Like, it's not something that we have any say on. So it was three officials, appointed officials. I don't even think they're elective. I could be wrong on that, but there was only 3 people that voted on it. And so obviously the vote was unanimous because it's just 3 people. It's very easy to make sure that they vote that way. It's a bunch of billionaires that want this, right? Like it's Kevin O'Leary, if you know who that is, big entrepreneur dude. He's the one who's the biggest push for this, and it's like his and like some other people's, but he's like the name on it. And he was like, well, I mean, the people voted for it, you know, and then, you know, Tucker Carlson was like, it was 3-0, 3 people. You got 3 city officials to vote for this. Whereas like, and so those are kind of like the 2 different layers of it and then also there's other issues that are coming up where people, because a lot of these are happening in like rural areas, out by people's farms, and they're noticing that their livestock are having more miscarriages, having more stillbirths. They're realizing that the noise and the hum from the data centers fucking with their animals. And so when you put your tinfoil hat on, you get more conspiratorial. It's like, obviously 15-minute cities is a big thing. That's been on the agenda for quite some time, where they want to pack as many people into the tightest amount of space as possible and just keep everybody there. The issue, or the more issues, is that like lab grown food is becoming more and more popular, right? Israel's dropping their lab grown milk at the end of this year. And so you keep all these people in a very small area, and then all the area around us, the soil's fucked, the animals aren't thriving. We're losing 1 in 4 farms every year. Who's going to control the food? Is it going to be real? Like, are we actually going to have real food in 20 years? Like, is food still going to be real? Or is it all going to be lab grown?
And so my question, I guess, is like, that's a lot of the bad sides. What's like the counter argument? Like, what is the data centers for? Is it like AI?
It's for AI.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know that there's actually a really strong counter argument, right? Obviously AI, I use it, right? Like there is benefits to it. There's potential benefits. I think AI allows for potentially everybody to be a small business owner. Like, I think there's ways that you can leverage it. You can create agents, you can create your own employees, you can have it do things for you that you don't have to pay somebody for, and it allows you to then run a small business and to be more efficient. And I think everybody has that ability to do so, because all you have to do is just be able to chat with this AI and you can figure it out if you really wanted to, right? So I think there is benefit to that. But essentially it's like, it's to continue to scale it. And, then the issues are like flock cameras. I don't know if y'all are dealing with this in Australia.
Australia is already very surveilled. So,
yeah.
Like,
so,
you guys are like, there's cameras. And we're like, yeah, there's been cameras, you know?
Yeah, but I mean,
I get it, yeah.
We have to see where this is headed towards.
Yeah.
The inevitable.
Like, the thing, like, this is the interesting thing, is it's like the AI, what is it? Event horizon. Like the AI event horizon, where it's like, at some point, if you have infinite intelligence and like infinitely intelligent robots that can do everything, basically, like there's like a lot of potential downsides, but it can also literally be a way to make like all work, all labor, all this stuff basically null and void. Like, if a machine that can have like infinite intelligence basically is running the world, for example, and just doing things to sustain us and flourish us or whatever, then amazing, right?
Maybe. I've seen this movie before, though.
Yeah, potentially amazing. Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I don't know how possible stopping that ride is at this point, personally. So I'm kind of like, if I see the potential good in what could happen from this event horizon for AI, then sure, it could be really good. It sounds like socialist paradise, but it does sound chill and easy and all these things, and it does logically make sense. Like, if all work is like basically void, like if you can have like super surgeons that can do like micron level adjustments of like, medical procedures, or like if you scale up to the science fiction level of what is possible through AI, it doesn't take a genius to consider that like probably we won't have to work as a civilization to be sustained anymore. And then you can just like have this like weird creative self-expression kind of level existence. I don't know that it's necessarily good or bad, but like I understand that it's plausible, as an outcome goes. It's also plausible that it fucking decides that humanity is a plague on the planet and just wipes us out.
But who gets to control it?
Well,
right?
Yeah, that's the thing about
who's writing the code.
Yeah,
because we know who's writing the code. Like, we know who the people are that are setting this up. The Bill Gateses, the Sam Altmans, these people that do not have our interests, like best interests in heart.
Yeah. I don't really know, to be honest. I think it's one of the things, like, if it all went to shit, I don't think we could stop it, Like
maybe
the happy ending in like, those movies. I don't know. That's
See, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when your country loses its guns, man. See?
Yeah, dude, we lose hope.
You just lose.
We're like, you know what?
Fuck it, dude.
Fuck it. No, like, that's honest. That's probably actually facts, to be honest. But it's like, well, If they decide tomorrow that we're all fucked, we can't stop them. You know?
It's nuts, bro. Like, it's just, it's like, yes, I do think, again, like I was saying, like, I think there is some positives to it because, like, you can run a business by yourself now. Mm-hmm. You have a graphic designer, you have a marketer. Like, there are so many different ways that you can leverage it to make your life better. Mm-hmm. But we're humans. Human nature is very obvious, very apparent. Like, we've seen this time and time again. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Once we start getting, robots marching down the streets, once we get, you get those robot dogs going through the streets and shit, like, I don't think this ends in a harmonious way.
Yeah.
Because the people at the top are not going to allow that to be very harmonious. And then you add that into the new science that is coming out that we should reduce the population by half by 2050. And it's just like these little like breadcrumbs. Like, you hear Bill Gates give his TED talk where he's like, we can reduce the population by 10 to 15% through vaccines, through abortions, and it's clearly working. Do you know how, like, I saw something, and I don't know, I didn't check this. I don't know the complete validity to it, but I saw something the other day that was kind of astonishing. How many people do you think have died in all the wars? Not like famine, things like that, but just like recorded deaths in actual like war, like military operations. Across.
I'm not sure actually off the top of my head.
So 250 million is what this post was saying, right? How many abortions do you think there's been in the last 20 years?
Yeah, a fucking lot.
2.4 billion.
Fuck. That's insane, hey? When you really put it in scale.
Like, regardless of how you feel about it, pro-choice, pro-life, whatever, that's a nutty number.
Yeah.
That's an insane number.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
Like, the UK alone last year had 300,000. The UK, that's a small fucking country. The US had like over 1 million just last year.
That's crazy.
That's
really
many,
sad,
bro. That's like, and so then I tie that back into the Bill Gates thing, right? And then you think about the COVID vaccine, and you think about everything that's coming out and everything that's people are talking about, and you combine those two. That's a lot of fucking people that are not here.
It's true. I feel like, again, this is where I err on the side of caution in terms of like, what do I know? You know?
I mean, no.
Like, and this is where I look at, like I said earlier, it's like, I don't necessarily, like, I hear these things and I see these things and I go, what the fuck do I know? You know what I mean? In terms of like, okay, the Bill Gates thing, like, somebody on the other side of the coin would have some other piece of information that maybe you're not seeing that discredits that point completely. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? This is where I go, okay, fuck what I know. Because anytime you have these sorts of polarizing things, there's always a reason that they have on the other side of the equation that makes that seem stupid. And then vice versa.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't think the Bill Gates thing is like polarizing. I think everybody agrees that he kind of is what it is. I think it's more of an us versus them.
I mean, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten pushed to this point where people self-censor a lot, right? And I think the greatest power that we've ever given them is self-censoring. Because how many people go along with so much shit, right? Whether it's trans kids, where like the majority of people look around and they go like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Right?
That shit's sad as fuck.
Or like the WNBA going on right now where they can't decide what a woman is. Right? I don't know if you've kept up. I don't know if you've seen any of this, but it's been absolutely hysterical. The WNBA is catching, like, Sophie Cunningham said that men should not be playing in women's sports. And then all the WNBA coaches started wearing like protect trans kids and like protect trans rights shirts and all these things. Right. And then so 2 ex-NBA players read through the rules, and it doesn't actually say that a man can't play in the WNBA. And so they announced to go into the 2027 WNBA draft. And the WNBA had the course correct, which they still haven't technically, but they said like, oh, we're going to make we have to have a meeting now to decide on the eligibility of the WNBA. Mind you, this is a league that's supposed to be propping up women and making women's sports good.
Yeah.
And y'all can't decide whether or not a man is going to be able to play in your sport or not. And then you have like athletes and coaches saying, "Oh, I wouldn't care if a man was playing for us." Yeah, because more people would fucking watch.
Be good controversy.
Yeah. And so there's been a lot of people talking about it, and people think that's probably why they're keeping it going and dragging it out, because there has been a lot more eyes because they can't decide. And yeah, dude, you let these two men play and it's a fucking wrap. It's a wrap. We're talking about Enes Kanter is like 6'10", and then Royce White is like 6'8". We're talking they're going to average 100 points.
Yeah.
And so, I bring that back around to say, like, I think the power that we have lost is, and you're starting to see it stop. A lot of people are not putting up with it no more, dude. They're calling shit out, whether it's the Israel stuff, whether it's the trans stuff, whether it's, X, Y, and Z, whatever it is, where we're like, whoa, we need to pump the fucking brakes. We've just gone too far. Like, I was cool until we hit about this point, and then now it's just like, what the fuck just happened? What is going on? And it just keeps going.
I one time actually rolled with a trans person one time.
Yeah.
Male to female. I was like, okay, research purposes, I need to roll with this person, because quite a while ago.
Trans woman or trans man?
Male to female.
Male to female. Yeah. Is that a trans? What is it? That's a trans woman. Thanks.
Woman. That's a real woman.
Thanks, Taylor.
Anyway, I say this to say, like, a while ago, I was in the training room, and one of the I'm not gonna shit on them, but like one of the high level black belt ladies that were in the gym was basically like, yeah, trans women are women, like, it's fine, like, they're the same. And I was like, because I was basically, we were discussing it in the room or whatever, and I was like, I as a man feel a responsibility to look after women, like. It's like, I'm a protector. That's it. It's my job, And
naturally.
And she's like, we don't need protection, basically. And I was like, okay, like, power to you, but I'll still be there if it goes sideways, But so because of this, I need to find out what's up. And in Crab Ride, it's kind of funny. There's a connection I call, I'll tell you something. So you get Crab Ride, and Crab Ride, if you don't know, is when you connect the feet to the back of their calves and you lock around their hips like this. And I, for the longest time, I've called them dick grips, which, no shade. That's just what they are. So anyway, I took dick grips on this person. And anytime you make this connection on a female, like, their hips are just way softer. Like, they just don't have the same, like, firmness or power to them that you have when you have a man's hips. And as soon as I grabbed this person in Crab Ride, I was like, that settles it for me. That's a man's hips. And hips are where your power is. And I was like, okay, this is a very different thing. You know what I mean? That was when I decided, okay, I'll never, like, obviously you hear from this pro female black belt basically, and you're like, okay, I'm going to put some respect on what they're saying. I'm going to fuck around and find out. And I found out, I'm like, no, that's a dude.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah. And look,
and like, I get it. It's fine. You can do that with your life if you really want to.
100%.
But also, don't compete against women. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, it just can't be a thing.
Yeah.
It just can't be.
Yeah.
Like, the craziest thing is, dude, is Serena Williams in her prime knew this. She lost to a 218th ranked male. And she has admitted that a superstar high school athlete, high school male, would beat her. She just admits, she was like, the serving power is just different.
Yeah.
It's just different. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, we've gotten to this point where, like, common sense, it's just like, look, no one's saying you can't do this with your life. No one's saying that that's not the decision you can make. What we're saying is that there are people who are just going to do that to then achieve some kind of glory or greatness. Or there's also a thing called autogynephilia. Like, it has to be acknowledged. You can't just not acknowledge those things. Like, they also have to be talked about. Whether which one's more prevalent or not, like, okay, then now we can have a granular discussion. Now we can actually talk about the issues. But unless you unless you acknowledge both ends, then there's not a discussion to be had. And so like you were saying earlier, how you like to talk to people who maybe have very like opposing political views as yours. And I've come to the conclusion now that, and you brought it up as well, with like social media is giving them their truth, and then you're getting your own truth, right? And what is happening now is that these conversations are near impossible because you're not operating on the same plane of factual information, right? Like,
yeah, it requires both people to acknowledge that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yes.
To try to find out, you know? Like a cool experiment would be to like swap phones with an extremely opposed, like the polar opposite of you, and then explore their social media and see how you feel about any political issue after this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, I remember like at one point I was looking at like this ICE stuff that was going on like ages ago. And like, obviously I'm Australian, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. But my feed was like, you know, criminals were getting picked up by ICE and blah, 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 and then deported, and then liberals were sad. This is like the story that I was being fed on my social media. And then one time I was like, oh, bro, like this ICE stuff is really fucked up. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? And there's like a bunch of stuff of like regular civilians getting picked up and like they were unjustly detained and all this stuff. And I was like, fuck, that's crazy because that's not the story I'm getting. And so I'm looking, like if you just had your bubble and you didn't entertain this, you're looking at people complaining about ICE, crying about it. And you're like, well, that's stupid. You're an idiot. Like, what are you crying about? Makes no sense. And then on the other side of the thing, if you're a like leftist or whatever, and you're looking at somebody being like, fuck, this is great. Clean up my streets, getting rid of criminals. Like, they're like, oh, all these people are racists. And it's like, because they're seeing regular people getting detained and fucking whatever.
Yeah.
And like, that's not the story on the other side either, because nobody is like this evil person, you know? Like, nobody's like an extreme, like on this side of the equation, nobody's an extreme sympathizer really to like these criminals who are getting deported. They're sympathizing with the people that are like normal people that are struggling, getting detained in like seemingly racist detentions, basically, right? And then these people are not cheering, like they're not the racists cheering for people getting detained mercilessly for racial fucking beings or whatever, right? So like they're picturing them as evil, they're picturing them as stupid, and like neither is really true. You know what I mean? So this is where I come to where I'm like, fuck what I know, you know? Just try to be good to people. That's literally all we can do, to be honest, you know?
Yeah. Goes back to control what you can control.
Yeah.
You can only control how you interact with every person.
Yeah. But then the trick with that is like these two people can't have the discussion unless you both acknowledge that what you're fed is probably some version of the truth.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of find a middle ground and meet and blah, 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 blah. But it's very easy for them to be like, you're a fucking racist. You're an idiot. And then it doesn't work.
You just start name calling.
Yeah. And it's just stupid.
Yeah, because it's not a discourse. There's no discussion being had.
Yeah. But you have to like acknowledge that the foundational frame of reference for everything that they have, and like on any issue, it doesn't have to be political, is built up around what the world is feeding them, you know? It takes a little look of the world. And so like when you factor that in, it's kind of like, man, this is too much. Like it's like you're trying to chase the purple dragon of some truth that it's like you probably will never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's an entertaining and like the thing is, it's challenging because like I see the value in the pursuit of it just generally, but I don't think necessarily that it's going to end in some magical way where everybody's like, oh, of course that's the truth, and we'll all get around to each other and have some uprising of some kind, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's the way that it all plays out. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
See, here's the no guns speaking again.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I'm a victim of Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I don't know either, dude. Right? Like, you would have thought that there would have been a lot of things that were kind of the breaking points and like bring you together, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think, but I do think that more than ever, at least is what it feels like. And again, this is my feed, right? My feed is very politically homeless, right? It's very much what you're describing, right? There are points that need to be, looked at from both ends. And you do need to understand both of those, because there were people getting detained that were citizens. That was totally a thing, 100%. And then there were criminals that were getting deported, right, and getting detained and sent out. And so like you have to look at both of them. But I think there's this politically homeless movement that is beginning that I think is definitely good. Right, I think people have to separate their identity from these groups, because that's how they've gotten us to this point, right? To the point that you're talking about.
Yeah, like
They've
right now I'm
there.
like, I don't give a shit either way.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think that in its own is a certain amount of awareness, right? Like, because there are still people who are biting down harder. Like I talked about, like how I know people who are defending Anthony Fauci. I don't give a fuck who you vote for, what political leaning you have. That is nuts. There's just no defense for it outside of you not wanting to admit that you were naive or a fool, and you're biting down harder on it. Because there is no really other side to it. Like, sure, there is, but...
Yeah, it's a tough sell, you know?
It's like... I mean, there's not a lot in his favor. Like, this man is, bringing up his diary, talking about how he knew that the death rate was like 0.03%.
Yeah. And then just like spamming the 5th button. It's like, come on, bro. What are we doing?
Which is crazy, because technically, at least from my understanding, he's actually not supposed to be able to do that, because he received a pardon. So he can't be arrested for it anyways. And so which means that he also doesn't have the right to plead the 5th. So he should be answering the questions, outside of the fact that he's said multiple times on camera that he would answer the questions had he ever been asked the questions. And it's, I think that's where, X comes to play, for better or worse. With it being so much, there's still some censorship to a certain extent, but like it being largely much more uncensored, my feed is very, like, I see a lot from both ends. And I think that gains that awareness, because you have to try to understand why someone else feels this way. But then you see these videos of like white liberal women coming to the defense of some dude who just stabbed somebody, and then 2 guys are beating his ass. And then you see them come to the guy, the stabber's defense, like, leave him alone. Yeah. They look at every fucking, every minority as like their next passion project, and you see that shit and you're just like, all right, this is where we have to draw that line again. You know what I mean? Like, we have to put a line here and be like, okay, as long as we're on this side of the line, we can have our different views, but we have to be able to have some kind of common ground that bad is bad. And that's just the bottom line. Like, evil is evil. And if we can't decide what is good and then what is evil, then now we've found ourselves in this very...
The only evil I know is Big Dan with a crossface.
Yeah, right.
That's the only evil I know for sure.
Dude, yeah, I've avoided that round. I have no desire.
Yeah.
No, he's too
Keep
big.
avoiding it.
He's too big, dude. Too big.
Yeah.
Why? 250, 260. Why? Why? Especially since when I joined House, to be fair, he was like 310. And no, I'm good. It's dude, you look at the old pictures of him, and then you look at him now.
He looks like a goddamn superhero.
Completely different person.
That's so sick. He's put so much more into his like health overall. Yeah. Like honestly, I think that Romania was like a really cool catalyst for both of us. I would say, because like again, we get put in that environment where it's like your feebleness is presented to you on a silver platter. You're like, fuck, I'm way less athletic than these people. Yeah. Like even in like the weights room, like. Dan's fucking strong. Yeah. But like these dudes were like climbing ropes with fucking weight belts on. And I was like, dog, I can't even climb a rope without it. Yeah. Like, to be honest, Yeah. And like putting up stupid like clean and press numbers, or like back squats and front squats. Like Dan's bench press could hang with the best of them. but they also did like a stupid amount of volume to the point that I was like, fam, this is ridiculous. Like, so much volume. It was disgusting.
They're just more used to it.
Yeah.
Right? And like clean and press is a skill.
Yeah, literally.
You know, like Olympic lifting is a skill.
Made me feel like such a pussy. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
These guys are so beastly.
Yeah, because if you don't have the proper technique, you might just be strong. You might be able to move weight just from being strong, but you're not going to move the weight.
Like those guys.
Yeah, you're not going to move the weight that they're moving because
Crazy.
you don't know how to put your hips behind it, get your elbows up quick enough. You don't know how to catch, drop and catch the weight. Like there's a skill to those movements, like a snatch.
Yeah.
Where if you don't have it, you can be as naturally strong as you'd like, but you're not going to move the same amount of weight as a Olympic lifter or someone who practices that.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Olympic lifts are dope.
Dope.
They're
So cool.
They're cool as shit. Like if you can hit like a 300-pound snatch, that's
insane.
Just disgusting. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You see someone do it. Like you watch like pro Olympic lifting and you're just like,
Doesn't even make any sense.
when Mark was on, it happened to be the week where the guy won the powerlifting worlds, and he did 2,695 pounds between the three lifts, so bench, deadlift, and squat. And if I'm not mistaken, what is that, like 1,700 kilos?
2,600?
It was like
2,200 is 1,000 kilos.
So it was like 1,180 kilos, something like that.
Something like this.
Between three lifts. Fucking
Disgusting.
bananas.
No thanks.
I think his squat was like 485. His deadlift was like 395, and his bench was like 314, 315, some shit like that, dude.
Disgusting.
Crazy. That's an insane amount of strength.
That's so ridiculous.
Dude, I didn't realize how big Mark McQueen was until he walked in. I had never met the dude. Mm-hmm. And then he walks in the house and I was like, holy shit.
Bro takes up the entire doorway.
You're huge.
Yeah.
Shredded at 275 is different.
Yeah. I actually haven't even met him yet, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I've been in
Cool
a lot
fucking
of camps.
dude.
Yeah,
I think
I've
you'll
heard
enjoy
he's
him a
really
lot.
fucking
He's cool as shit.
I'll enjoy him from afar.
Do not roll with that, dude. Don't do it. It's not worth it, bro.
Free me, bro. Free
It's
me.
not worth it, dude.
No, I will. It'd be cool. But definitely, I feel sad about it afterwards, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's just... I've heard his Dagestani handcuff is disgusting. It's awful.
You know what? Probably just guard retention maxing. That'd be the strategy.
Yeah.
Keep my feet in front the entire time and don't take any risks at all.
Yeah, no risks. Do not let him pass.
Yeah.
Do not let him get chest to chest.
Yeah. I say this now, I just get squashed. I'll be like, oh, sick. That was cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're like, that was fun. That was a good experience. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, I've heard he's a fucking stud. So
Yeah,
really,
fell off a 30-foot cliff
God bless.
and had a rock go through his jaw and out his mouth.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Crazy story.
God damn. That's mental.
Fucking nuts. Dude, just like... Yeah, he blew me away. Super, super cool dude. So I highly recommend getting some time with him. He's just cool as shit.
That's sick.
But yeah, dude, let's wrap this fucking shit up, dude.
Sure, dude. Yeah. What else? Yeah, dude. So Poland, and then after that, back home, build up my gym some more, and spend some time. I might be going to compete in ACBJJ. I think maybe towards the end of the year, which is really exciting.
Yeah. Have you done it yet?
Not yet.
So
No.
Taza was telling me that it's stupid that they put you in these crazy hotels.
Oh, mad.
That it is an experience.
That's so cool.
Because he did the one in Moscow. I don't know if it's always in Moscow or not.
No, I think it jumps around a bit. I think it might be Sao Paulo that I go to, which would be really cool.
That would be sick too. Fuck yeah. Have you been to Brazil?
No, never. No, it'd be sick. But no, they're a good bunch of guys. And so, yeah, I'll probably take them up on that at some point. But yeah, so it's exciting times. I actually wasn't sure I was going to continue to compete. It's actually kind of interesting. After my goal in jiu-jitsu was always to be an elite grappler, whatever that looks like.
Which are there?
Yeah. And this occurred to me. So in AIGA Worlds, I managed to submit a world champion in Felipe Andrew and had like a good performance. And I was kind of like, wow, this is fucking sick. And this really was like a real big turning point for my mental for like preparation for big competitions. And like going in now, I'm like, okay, well, so like I've done my goal. So like, now what? You know? Mm-hmm. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, well, I kind of actually have done what I've set out to do in my career. So like for me, for example, like winning worlds, I know what that takes because I've seen the guys that have done that. You know what I mean? Like I know the people that throw their entire life into it to make that happen.
Yeah.
It's just not something that I've been able to commit to, like the guys that have won this, you know? And of course, anything's possible, you know? And I believe in my skill set now a lot more than I have previously, especially. But kind of gets to this point where you're like, come on, now what? Even winning trials, like I was like, okay, if I go back to ADCC, like, that's cool. And it kind of validates being elite and this sort of thing. But I'm also like, well, does it make it more elite? Or is it kind of the same? Or like, I just feel satisfied with my career. And for a long time, actually, I was doing this ADCC prep and kind of doing, like, getting ready for trials. And, you know, then of course now Worlds on the horizon. And I was kind of like, bro, after ADCC, I don't know. Maybe I'll just work on my gym, build it up, make a bunch of money. Like it's you know, it's never about the money, but it'd be pretty sick to be able to build this and then bring people up with me and, you know, kind of give back to my community like that has supported me so much, you know? And I was thinking about this and like, while I was like working away, I was
Morning.
Yeah.
I'd throw it on.
Yeah. It's just cool when you're like working, you know, it's like you're thinking about like building this and like being like silly shit, like being a man and like what it means to be a man and what it means to pursue hardship and overcome and these things. And after listening to this like for a week or so, it occurred to me that what I'm thinking about doing is now like taking the easy road, just in general, you know? And, you know, part of that I think is like about supporting my wife, especially. Like she works really hard as well and she's a bit older. So I would love to be able to like have her not have to work as hard as she wants to. So like on that front, building a big business and, or not necessarily a big business, but one that can like really like build a big financial backing and, you know, especially after we made all this investment into the gym, it's cost a lot of money. So it'd be cool to get that back and kind of let my wife be able to retire and all these things. And then it occurred to me while I was doing all this work and I was like, fuck, what I'm thinking about doing is taking the easy road, you know? And it's like on paper, it's impossible to like be a world champion and also run your own gym and do all the stuff that you need to do on the back end of that. Obviously from Australia as well, super challenging. You know, odds are stacked against us.
Yeah.
But it occurred to me that doesn't matter, that the odds are stacked against us. And that like, it doesn't, like taking the easy road will not be fulfilling. It's just going to suck actually. And it's like, I've historically been great with injuries. Like I've gone a long time without anything too serious. I've had some gnarly stuff along the way, but by and large, got away pretty clean for an athlete that's trained 15 years in the sport. And so it would be a damn shame to just walk away just because, and not because I've put everything into it. So only like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago was I like, oh wow, I was actually being a bitch. And I was thinking about this easy road, like it's going to be some really nice time, but it's not actually it. It's not it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now that I've said it online on a podcast, I've set it into stone. So now I can't be a pussy.
It is true.
I have to now commit, and it's about continuing. But I think that I still have so much to give, and I think that I can still achieve much higher level than what I currently am, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And so there'll be more of me. There'll be more of me.
I think Jordan Peterson famously talked about this. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he said something around the lines of like, everybody thinks like you're going to hit 65 and then you retire and you're just going to be on the beach and that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's not reality.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that actually.
Yeah. And comparatively, like compared to what I do currently to try to achieve like athletic success, business success, be a good father to like my stepkids, and like I love them, you know, and I'd be a good husband and all these things. Like all that goes into that, like I'm like, oh, it'd be so much easier to just do this one thing. But bro, like if I didn't also in the back of my mind have this thing that's like, bro, you need to fight, you need to grind. Like if
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah. And so by pursuing not grinding, it would just be so soulless, you know? And so all that's to say, I'm not fucking leaving, you know?
Good.
And keep grinding, I think is going to be the method.
Well, I think also eventually you're just going to take the effort that you're putting into, and maybe this could be, you know, maybe a little bit to it as well. Maybe you just haven't found that next thing that you want to put, that's going to take this place of, right? Because you're talking about how obviously there's a big part of your day.
I would absolutely allocate time to grow my business. Like that would be what it is. But I think that I need to actually do both.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a singular thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The time spent that I want to do in my gym is really high.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, yeah, it's going to be really sick.
Just thinking like, you know, if you had like archery or like a different, you know, another hobby or something else, because obviously the business thing is, you know, like it's incredible, but there's got to be something that's just purely for you still.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. I've kind of had this cool turning point in my mind. I was almost gone there. I was almost soft.
Yeah.
I was almost soft. And then it occurred to me that I need to not be a pussy.
So then so we still compete. So obviously you're talking about going to Brazil. Have you thought about maybe doing the Oliver Taza where you take just fucking matches just all over the world and get to go see the world, but still get to do jiu-jitsu?
It would be cool. Yeah. And it's like getting to the point now where, especially with my brand and stuff like this and like my level, I've got more leverage to do those types of things, which is really cool. I just want to so then the tricky part was like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, why do I continue if my goal is not to really be a world champion?
Yeah.
And my goal really is to be my highest self and have amazing performances. That's what I fucking want.
Yeah.
Have a cool, like a friggin' sick highlight reel to look back on when I'm old and too broken to do it. That's it, I think.
Feel like I did that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
and again, like I'm pretty blessed. Dope. I'm pretty blessed, like I said, with the injuries and the amount that I've been able to accomplish without having to be like too.
You still are.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Like
you look like a Wagner, right? And you're a bigger guy, so you
can run it longer.
You can run it longer. You're not even like you don't hit your strength peak until your 40s, anyways.
So
there's still so much runway.
There is a lot of runway. And this is what I kind of came back to. I was like, okay, I need to get out of my own way and just lock and just send it.
Fuck it. Look at what it's gotten you or where it's gotten you so far.
Yeah.
And if there's still another gear that, you know, Manchild can put it in.
Yeah, be sick.
Then what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you've gotten to this point, and if you feel like there's still another gear.
Yeah, there's another level for sure. I gotta find that shit.
Dude, I mean that, you know, I think we're like, I enjoy talking to you because I feel like, I don't know if struggle is the right word, but I feel like we have like similar mental barriers. Like there's certain things that we're like dealing with in the sense of like, whether it's, I don't know, for me, it's like kind of like a self-confidence thing. I don't know if you agree with that on your end, but it's like,
sure.
Like there's these things where it's just like, dude, just get the fuck out of the way. Just get out of the way. Like we have the ability.
Yeah.
We can do this. Like just stop thinking about it and just keep fucking doing.
Yeah.
Because I think about what I've done over the last year, just putting this back together. And like, sure, maybe like the growth isn't anything like insane, but I think about just the friends I made, the community that's being built. I think about like the different connections I've made, the different opportunities, the businesses that's about to launch, like different things that have just come from just doing it a little bit. And to your point, I know there's still another fucking like probably 2 or 3 gears.
One thing I think that's really cool that I heard in this little conglomeration of motivational shit is it's like what separates the champions from like normal people. And it's like the ability to keep going.
Yeah.
It literally is.
Just
it's
outlast.
Outlast and just keep doing the things that make the difference. Like in jiu-jitsu, it's like keep up your strength and conditioning. Just keep incrementally getting stronger. Keep trying to work on your and then reflect on yourself. When you roll, how does it go? If good, sick. If bad, like why? What can you do better? How can you change that? How can you tinker with that? And like that doesn't end. You know what I mean? Like you can always continue down this road.
No matter what it is that you do.
Literally. Yeah, anything you do, really. And so then it's like you just have to do the boring, benign, sometimes like arbitrary seeming tasks
Every day.
all the time. And then you'll reap the benefits. And so it's kind of like, you know, when I heard this as well, it was like just keep like the ability to pursue and just continue to persist, basically. That's like what champions made of. And I was like, fuck. Like to my point about earlier, it's like, well, I'm thinking about just stopping and I don't actually have a reason other than that I'm like not sure what to do. You know, like, or not sure why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But so, whereas when you just be like, I'm just going to continue to work on this, enjoy the process and enjoy who I become on the process, is like that is the reason of itself. Like becoming elite is like a self-gratification thing. Like, oh, I want to feel this type of way when I beat so-and-so or whatever. But that's just a thing I made up.
Did you think it was going to bring you like some kind of self-validation or like suddenly you were going to have like this immense amount of confidence?
It did actually like help me a lot, to be honest. Like I'm a person that does historically struggle with like my self-confidence and like believing I can do these things. But like from my experiences, like one of the best things I ever did in my life was train at Kingsway, right? It's also one of the worst because when you go there, you're like, bro, I'm fucking ass at jiu-jitsu. Like you train with Gordon or Merigali or Luke and you're like, bro, time to wrap up this career. You know what I mean? But this is the fucked up part. Is like I've trained with these guys and I've trained with a lot of really good people. But now that I'm at the stage I am with my career, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like in the mix here, like genuinely with a lot of really, really, really good people. And like some world champions I've trained with have done quite well. And like, you know, obviously it's just training a lot of the time, but like I tapped a world champion in competition. Like Felipe Andrews, like no joke, he's really good. He got second at CGI, nearly won $1 million.
Yeah.
He was nearly the $1 million grappler. You know what I mean? And so like there's all these people that I've mixed it in with now. And I'm like, wow, I'm right there. So to get this validation did really help me. But then again, like once you hit this validation, you've achieved this point, then you're like, okay, well, what now? And now it's just, I think, this cool pursuit. You know what I mean? Like, I think I could, you know.
Do you feel like the pressure's off? Like, maybe not the pressure, but like, do you feel like there's been a relief or like?
Yeah, this was kind of like a tricky thing because it's like there's mental games you play in yourself as well. Where like when I did Bangkok trials, I felt this confidence. But then I wasn't able to put it together. And maybe I was like too complacent or too outcome focused where I was like, okay, I'm just going to go and fucking win trials because I'm an elite grappler. And then I lost and I was like, well, fuck. You know, and I don't think that necessarily speaks to me being balanced. And so then I was like, okay, well, let's regroup and tinker with some things. But now I'm just like performance focused. Like if I have a good performance, I know I can beat world champions. That's what it boils down to. And so when you remove the pressure of like, oh, I have to win this, like going into trials, for example, I was like, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to I'm just going to go and do my best jiu-jitsu and hopefully that's enough. And I literally felt that, you know, and honestly, if like Sebastian had beat me in the finals, I would have been blown away. I love that guy. It would be a sick story. When I won, I was like, fuck, now I have so much fucking work to do. This is fucked. I was like, damn it, Sebastian.
Dude, I was just talking about that this morning. I was telling Taylor, like, I'm stressed about the roll call combat thing because I think it's actually going to work. And she's like, wouldn't that be the reason not to be stressed about it? I'm like, no, because the amount of work that is about to transpire because of that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now. I think performance focused and just doing my best to ride this train as far as I can and just be excited about the future, you know, and just keep grinding. That's what I got to. I just got to keep grinding and just see what happens. You never know.
Is there any other side question? Or actually, no. The question I had before this that I've been having is there any promotion that you still want to compete for that you hadn't?
I'd love to do Who's Number One.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I think, you know, like I think the format suits me really well. And
Like the longer matches?
yeah, longer matches, and also like the way that the scoring is. Like I think ADCC scoring typically favors wrestlers. And like I believe in my wrestling now as well. Like I've come a long way with that. But I just love like leg locks and bolos and all this stuff. I'm from Australia, bro. We're always upside down. So to me, doing this type of game on the world stage would be really cool. And yeah, that would be really fun. Book the match for grappling, you know.
Do it.
But yeah, and hopefully I can get a bit more pull to jump in on one of these shows now that I've kind of like now I'm like a 2-time veteran when I do this next competition and have a good performance, then you know it could be fun.
Yeah. Or if the UFC BJJ comes to Australia,
That could be fun.
to grow. They're putting together some cards. The one next week is pretty good.
They're very good at displaying high-level jiu-jitsu. I'll say that.
What do you mean?
Okay, if you're a regular person and you watch on the world stage, it would be really cool. And yeah, that would be really fun. Book the match for grappling, you know.
Do it.
But yeah, and hopefully I can get a bit more pull to jump in on one of these shows now that I've kind of like now I'm like a 2-time veteran when I do this next competition and have a good performance, then you know it could be fun.
Yeah. Or if the UFC BJJ comes to Australia,
That could be fun. Could be fun. You never say never, you know. So, but yeah,
I mean, it's continuing to grow. They're putting together some cards. The one next week is pretty good.
they're very good at displaying high-level jiu-jitsu. I'll say that.
What do you mean?
Okay, if you're a regular person and you watch Mikey versus some other guy who's good but is not like that level, for example, you can really see jiu-jitsu.
Versus two guys at the same, like, very high level.
Yeah. And so what happens at high-level matches is like you can get stalemates.
Yeah.
Where they're like playing for a particular corner to win. You know, don't get me wrong, like the guys at the top are really, really good, you know? But there is a sense in which like why is like the champions occasionally, like for example, why are they fighting guys that I don't know? You know what I mean? I should probably know who the contenders are. Like I'm in jiu-jitsu a bit, you know what I mean? So if I don't know who the contender is, it's probably a red flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's valid. I've heard the same thing. Do you think the shot clock fixes that problem with high level jiu-jitsu?
Makes a difference.
Because I fucking love the PGF. I've said it 1,000 times on here. I love the PGF.
Yeah.
From a viewer, like from a fan's perspective.
Makes sense. Like they're just really aggressive with stolen calls. Like if they're just really aggressive with stolen calls, you force action.
Yeah.
You know? Like when I was at ADCC in the final, they must love Sebastian. I'll tell you what, because like I'm trying my ass off to pass his guard and they're like, action for me. I'm like, fam, I'm trying to pass this motherfucker. Then eventually took his back and I controlled him for like, I didn't try to strangle him for like 15 seconds. Maybe I just kind of like, okay, I'm here centered, action. I'm like, bro, I'm on his back. I'm like, give me 2 seconds, would you please, bro?
Yeah. I think it definitely gets, there can be like a Herb Dean, right? Fucking clapping every 10 seconds. Like, dude, fucking chill, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, to your point, when you get two really high level guys, sometimes they're a little too afraid of the other person taking advantage of a mistake that they make. So they just, neither of them make mistakes.
Yeah.
Whereas the shot clock forces people to just take a risk.
Yeah. Which makes it way more entertaining.
Makes
like,
it fucking 1,000 times more entertaining.
for example, like watching like freestyle wrestling, like the Worlds or whatever, so sick.
Yeah.
I could watch like 5 hours of wrestling.
Dude, RAF is
They're making moves.
legit.
Making moves.
They're getting huge names, huge matchups. They're having fun matchups too. Old UFC guys. Dude, Jordan Burroughs is on the next card.
Yeah. Insane.
nuts.
Insane.
That's going to be insane. Everyone's like, of course you're going to tune in and watch that. It's Jordan fucking Burroughs.
Yeah,
Like,
literally, yeah.
You're going to watch, right? Bo Nickel's on the next card, I think. Gable's been on some of the cards. I think he's coming back for another card. So like they're taking it by storm. And they're selling that bitch out.
Literally, yeah. Wrestling is so entertaining to watch. Like, obviously as well, like there's like the component of like a high amplitude throw, for example, or a big takedown is so sick to see, just generally.
Yeah.
Like, whereas, like landing a sick guard pass or a sweep or a back take, definitely cool, but there's always like, there's just less kinetic energy.
Less kinetic energy, and if a newbie or someone is watching without the knowledge of what just happened, they don't have the same level of appreciation for it.
Yeah.
But a suplex, it doesn't matter if you're a fan, if you know how hard it is or not.
You're just like, that guy threw that guy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if your knowledge for the sport. It's why MMA is so easy to be as popular as it is, because it doesn't require the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
That's why it gets booed when it goes to the ground.
Yeah.
Because it just, half of them don't care. They're like, no, fucking stand and bang, that's it, right? And that has its own, issues to it too. But like that's why, right? Like guard passing, sometimes you see somebody pass the guard and like we were like, fuck yeah, that was so sick.
Damn,
but then you look at your buddy who you're watching it with and he's like, shit's gay.
You mounted that guy.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
I didn't know how I felt about it.
He's like, dude, did you not see the cross step into the hip post and he blocked the knee with the far hand? Like, like he's not looking at those details, right? And so it's like,
it's only really sick when you try to pass somebody who's like got 8 legs, and you see that guy get past. You're like
Saranecki,
what?
dude.
What? Ridiculous.
Dude. James is on a run, man.
Yeah.
It's cool to see.
Yeah, I know. I'm so stoked for him. Bro, that video that Gordon did with Saneki,
With the purple belt, bro.
that killed me, bro. I was like, oh my God, that is diabolical. And there's like that split second where James was like, oh, into the fire. I was like, oh my God, that's monstrous, Gordon.
And you're over there taking notes. You're like, all right, I got a few people that can do that too.
Yeah. Definitely pulling that move on somebody.
Yeah. We talked about how you tickling them last time. Made a bunch of just reels of just you just torturing students.
Yeah.
Sean Melanson's also good at that.
Yeah, I know. That guy's funny as fuck.
Dude, hilarious.
I love that guy.
His content is great.
I cannot actually believe, I mean, I can because it's the internet, but the amount of people that get so rage baited by him.
Even though he continuously posts that he is joking, just making videos for fun, and then still it just rinses and repeats every day.
Yeah, it's spectacular. I don't know how he's done it.
Oh, he's figured it out. Yeah,
Chef
he has figured out his algorithm. He has figured out his content, and he has just fucking ran with it.
It's so good, bro. Like when he like trains with women or whatever, he fucks them up.
Throws them around.
And they're like, "Oh, you think you're a big man, huh?" And he's like, "You'd be my restaurant." And then clips that and adds it on top, like absolute cinema.
Dude, he's so good at it, dude. And he's just fucking funny and just good.
Yeah,
Dude's
you guys
good.
are nice with it. Yeah. Like I remember when he went to do the PGF, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this guy's not fucking that good." And I was like, "Man, I think I know some shit. Like, I'm pretty sure that guy's fucking good, actually."
He had some sick arm bars.
Yeah, he's nice with it.
Yeah, dude. It's man, the fucking PGF is just so much fun to watch. Would you ever do the PGF?
That'd be fun. I think that they're doing a weird.
They're doing a team this year.
No, they're doing some. They did some collab in Australia actually. I think
Oh yeah, I did watch.
they had this Who's Next qualifier or something like this.
Yeah, it was just like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah, Dave
Yeah,
Stoyle
yeah.
won the
Yeah,
under something weight class.
I saw that. I watched one of his matches.
Yeah, Stoyle's a fucking sniper, bro. That's very impressive.
Yeah, dude. I got to roll with him once when he was here because he came up the house for an open mat.
Sorry to hear
That's
that,
how
bro.
I met him. Yeah, he was super nice.
Yeah, no,
he was super, super nice. It was just actually a really nice roll. But yeah, I saw him and I was like, oh shit, know that dude. So it was cool. Yeah,
pretty sick.
Yeah, they're doing the. I think they're up to 10 teams now.
That's sick.
Dude, I was like, I was like, this would be super cool, dude. Own a team, that'd be badass. Looked up how much, bro. Going for fucking 7-8 figures. I was like, what? I was like, what?
Yeah, that's bonkers.
I was like, and that dream. Nope. That one, yeah.
God bless. God
Wrong.
bless.
Yeah, I was like, wrong time. Like, nope.
It's like when you browse yachts and fighter jets. You're like, no, I don't like that one. You're like, it's $48 million. You're like, that one wouldn't do it for me, actually. That's not even enough room for my friends and family.
Yeah.
It's funny as bit.
Yeah, dude. It's what were we just talking about? Oh, different promotions that you would do. But yeah, dude, I think the shot clock fixes a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
Because who's number one can definitely get into some fucking interlocking finger battles for quite some time.
It can. The thing that I like about who's number one is that I almost never disagree with the decision. Like at the end of the day, when the match finishes, I'm always like, that guy probably should have won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never been like, that guy got fucked over. Because the rule set is like, the person that does the best effective grappling, basically.
Do you think it's the rule set or the judges who are judging?
It's a good counterpoint. It's hard to know, to be honest. But I like the criteria, you know? It's like, if you get closer on a submission than somebody who gets closer to a guard pass, that counts for more generally.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, because Abe versus Felipe Costa comes to mind. Because I was there, and Felipe Costa gets the first half of the round, and Abe was just absolutely dominating him. And I was so shocked. And I remember screaming, are we watching the same match? And I was sitting next to all 70 of the Six Blades guys.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching. And it's not to take away from your point. It's just that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, sometimes the judges' favor are a bit funky. But
you're talking about the end.
Yeah.
The end result you typically agree with.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Because the judge's favor, I feel like, is the shot clock in a different way. In that it's like they do it subtly. Unless it's really clear that you won that 5 minutes, they'll pick the other guy. Like, say you have a good first period, and then you are like, okay, I won that first 5 minutes. They'll be like, hey, that other guy just won the next 5 minutes, just to let you know that you cannot fucking rest on your laurels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that makes them continue to push.
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. It'd be a good move.
Yeah, that is, I think, like when I watched, because I watched a lot of Who's Number One matches, that's, I think, what is going on there.
Interesting. Did you watch the Submission Hunter with Andrew DeGraff versus Ben Eddy?
No, I didn't.
Just curious. I was just curious because I guess I thought the Submission Hunter card was tonight. I thought we were going to be able to watch it on top of the UFC card, but I guess not.
It was last night, was it?
I guess it was this morning, this afternoon. I guess Nick Mattia had a match where
I saw he posted something about this. And
and so I was just that's why I was curious if you had watched the Andrew one, because you finished the Andrew one and Ben wins, and for the last like 15 seconds Ben had probably the most impactful moment of the match. But everything before that, like Andrew was definitely the one initiating, the one who was doing most things. And then you watch the last 15 seconds and that was the most impactful point of the match. And then they give it to Ben.
It's tricky. It's tricky to weight that. You know what I mean? Like when you give weight to volume of work versus impact of work, it's very hard. And I feel like that's where it comes down to like personal preference. You know what I mean?
What do you think?
It's tricky, hey, because like you can get caught in stuff. Like for example, like I won't shit on him too much, but my student recently competed and he got buggy choked. And he's a white belt, so it's like not the end of the world. Like you're allowed to get buggy choked if you're a white belt. But people who get buggy choked, generally it's because you're passing them and you get caught in the thing and you get snagged. Like you're not privy to your head position. They set you up and they run you into this. Like very few people who are like impossible to pass are also really good at buggies.
Okay.
Because they're like, fuck, I need this for. Like I'm in side control, I'm going to choke you. No. Very few.
I'm just not going to get the side control.
Yeah, very few. Unless you want to fuck with people, which, of course, that's a pastime also.
Craig.
Yeah, exactly, right? But, so my point is to say that, like, you can get caught in some shit or entangled in some shit, which is like, but, like, for example, buggy choke, you probably have to have almost passed the guy for the buggy choke to be relevant, which means you've gotten chest to chest, which means you've gotten good head position, which means you've gotten all these things. and then you got choked. Well, okay, if you see that coming and you just monitor it a little bit better, probably won't happen. You know, which is where it's like, it's okay, you got choked, it's fine, you're a white belt. But like, big picture, like, you can so easily get caught up in something, and it's like, what's the point of having good submission defense if it's only who's got the impactful moment? You know what I mean? Because like, unless they submitted you with that thing, they also beat your ass for 90% of the match. So it's like, it's the question of like good fundamentals and good submission defense and volume of work rate over time versus like, can you sneakily catch something on somebody? I think if you tap them, then that's fair. Like, if it's a 10-minute match and you got assaulted for 9 minutes, 45 seconds and buggy choke him with 10 seconds left, but you still won.
Good for you.
A win is a win, bro.
Yeah.
You know? But,
but that's the thing, though. There was a tap, so it was very clear that you won because
the guy tapped. Yeah,
you tapped.
Yeah,
right. It's like an MMA round where you know, you get held down for 4 minutes, but you get back to your feet and you drop them.
To me, drop the guy worth more.
Yeah,
because it's like the difference is when you get caught in MMA, you got blasted with something. There's some direct effect that came from that. Now, if they crack you on a submission and you eat it and you get to the bell, okay, I can argue this, but like if I don't know exactly what happened with De Graaf and Ben Eddy, for example, but if you get put in a leg entanglement, they get a half decent look at a heel hook, but you escape the entanglement, you don't get submitted.
Yeah,
that's not enough. If you damage the guy, okay, I get it. But if you just entangle him in some shit, or you put him in what looks like some danger, it's really hard to know how in danger somebody is when you're just looking at it optically for a lot of submissions. Some you can look at and be like, okay, that guy's cooked. Like, for example, how many guillotines have you seen? You're like, oh, that's close. And they just get out. And you're like, okay, well, they weren't that close then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
especially because most guys competing at that level are so good at a poker face.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
But if you look at a heel hook and there's a certain rotation in the heel where you're like, he felt that one, right?
The Sully meme from Monster.
You're like, he felt that one.
Yeah.
The Ben Eddy one, he was a dead orchard at the end from a rubber guard.
Tough. You got the arm extended?
Dude, I'm trying to remember now because it ended up getting turned into kind of like an omoplata type situation, and I might be misremembering. I don't fucking know, dude. I've been hitting head. But it was essentially like it was a rubber guard into like some kind of dead orchard, and then Andrew ended up getting out, turning away, and then kind of that's how it ended. And so
I think if you go down,
he said he was never really in any kind of danger, never thought that it was going to happen.
Dead orchard is stupid hard to escape, actually. If they actually lock it in and they have both your shoulders
fucking very unfortunate.
Super tough.
That's a terrible spot to be in, bro.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unless you have like 3.5 foot shins, it's pretty hard to lock on an actual.
Yeah. But Andrew's also like.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This big.
I was going to shit on Andrew, but he'd probably beat me up.
Honestly, dude, bro, he feels like a different human.
Yeah.
That's
a beefcake.
Dude.
Fucking 66 kilos.
He's so strong.
Yeah.
Like you grab him and you're like, what the fuck are you? What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And then you see him without a shirt on, you're like, oh,
that makes sense.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay, you're literally just a brick of muscle.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a fucking muscle ball, dude.
God bless him, bro.
Yeah,
sure
dude.
is.
Andrew's great, dude.
Yeah.
Would you ever do one of the what do they call it? I think they call it the combat matches for ACB JJ, where it's you can strike to the body and you can leg kick and you can grapple and you can headbutt the chest and you can headbutt the body. But I don't think there's any face shots, but you can hit anywhere else and it's full striking. Open, like it's closed fists to the belly, leg kicks, and then jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah, they did say that to me, and I was like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a pussy.
Satoshi did it.
Satoshi is way tougher than me, bro. I'll say that.
But
he's so much tougher than me.
You fought MMA. If you don't have to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Imagine you leg kick somebody, destroy their leg, and then just blast double them.
Yeah, but what if they leg kick me, bro?
Check that shit.
Hurts.
Check that shit,
That
man.
hurts regardless,
Check that shit, bro.
I think my days of getting cracked are probably behind me. I teach the MMA class in my academy once a week.
Yeah.
And I palmed it off to some of the other coaches for a while, but by popular demand, they're like, Daniel, come on, coach this class for us. All right, fine, fuck yes. And I've been coaching it, and it's pretty fun. I do enjoy MMA.
Dude, it's the most fun.
It's so much fun.
It's the most fun.
When you're the guy who's better at it than the other guy, so sick.
Dude, there's nothing. Yeah, it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah, the best. Cloud nine. But
yeah.
then when you aren't that guy and you have to deal with the guy who's way better than you.
Bro, it's a rough time, dude.
So shit, bro.
It's a rough time, bro. It's a rough time. I remember like helping Cody with some of his like earlier camps when he was fighting in just like Fury. And bro, there'd be some times where you just, if he took you down, it was just not a fun time whatsoever. You were just getting punched repeatedly. He's just floating back and forth. You're not getting back up anytime soon.
I was actually saying this. The fucking single scariest thing in MMA, in my opinion.
Ground and pound.
Yeah. So bad.
1000%.
So
There's
bad.
nothing worse.
You know, like say you get tagged on the feet. Like, so there's two really scary things. One is you're against a way better striker who's piecing you up and you can't take them down. And you're forced to stand back up. Terrible.
Terrible time.
Terrible. And in an actual fight, terrible. But the thing is, with that, you can just run away. You know, like if you just like decide at that moment, okay, I no longer want to be a part of this. You can run and cut angles and just not attack and just defend, and like you'll eventually get stopped for sure. But like
You can mitigate the damage.
you can slow it down.
Yeah.
Ground and pound, when you're the guy who cannot get up and they just repeatedly hit you,
You're not slowing it down.
you're not slowing it down and you can't make it stop.
It's against your will.
Yeah.
Oh, entirely.
Literal violation of human rights.
It's entirely against your will, bro.
Yeah, it's the worst. That is the scariest thing. When I was coming up in my MMA career, I was about to have my pro debut. I think I was like a high-level blue belt for the room. You know, not like world class or anything, but I wasn't James Sarnecki or some shit. But I was training, and my coach at the time was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put gloves on. We're gonna do a round." Sure. Anyway, he starts on top, and he's just hitting me, not hard, just this. And the 5 minutes goes, and he's like, "Keep going." Like so the 5 minute round, he's like, keep going. Everybody else switches partners. We keep going. And you know, he's fucking just hitting me over and over again, and I'm like getting bewildered. And about 8 minutes in, I just tap, and he's like, "The fuck you think this is, Daniel? You're gonna tap? No, keep fucking working." Keeps hitting me. I'm like, fam, I'm gonna fight in a week or whatever, right? I was getting just pieced, and again kept going, and he just kept hitting me. And after 15 minutes or so, I again tapped, and he was like disgusted in me, and he eventually let go, and I got up and went to the staff room. I just cried for like 20 minutes. I was like, that was the fucking worst experience of my fucking life. What in God's name was that? And that was when I realized, I'm like, bro, Jiu-Jitsu's so sick. I gotta actually get good at this. I can't stand that happening to me ever again. It's so bad. It's literally so terrible.
Dude, my buddy, I won't say his name. My buddy got pieced up by Jackson Glass. And Jackson recorded it. You know who Jackson is? No. He just fought for the PFL.
Nice.
Just made his debut. Absolute phenom. He's been training since he was like 2. He's 18. He's the youngest debuter for the PFL.
Sick.
He like won championship on, and the UFC did. I guess the PFL threw a bag. Nonetheless, just absolute monster. He trains out of Ambush and B Team, or a Simple Man with like Damien, and trained with Cody for a while.
Sure, yep.
Bro, he was like, I don't know, maybe 15 at the time. Just absolutely pieced my friend up. And grown man, just absolutely pieced him up, bro. And posted it on Instagram, and it got like a couple million views.
Nice.
He said he was just sitting in his car crying, bro.
Yeah. That's all you can do. You're like, well,
You're just like,
I'm just not that much of a man.
That just happened,
Yeah.
dude.
It's straight violation.
Dude, a bad MMA round, it's the worst. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good, but it's the most fun.
It is, yeah.
It's the most fun. Like, I would say pure striking is the, I even hesitate to say that, but I feel like pure striking is the least amount of fun. Jiu-Jitsu is the second amount, but MMA, when you get to bring it all together.
Yeah. Like, I really enjoy wrestling rounds as well.
That is true. Yeah, that's valid.
Banging in wrestling, very fun.
That's valid.
Very fun.
But I look at it as like in just striking, there's always going to be someone who said, well, what if I connect my hands? In just jiu-jitsu, there's always going to be someone who says, but what if I punch you in the face? But in MMA,
there's no argument.
The fuck do you say? Well, why don't we play in basketball? What do you do?
Yeah. There's nothing else.
That's it.
Yeah.
He beat your ass. You would have died.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts. There is no other variable outside of maybe a weapon. But just mutual combat, you died.
Yeah. The screen. You died. The dramatic ass music. Yeah.
Some Mortal Kombat. Finish him.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
That's it, bro. I mean,
yeah, I get the itch every time I watch, like, especially live.
Every time.
Bro, I'm always like,
every time.
Am I gonna go back in the cage? And then,
every time.
But then my brain takes over and it's like, you're an idiot. Fuck you talking about, Schuardt. But yeah. So probably not on the ACB front, but I would do gi. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to make all that way just to do just the no-gi. I would do gi as well, for sure.
Dude, that'd be sick.
It'd be fun.
Bow and arrow somebody in Russia or in Brazil. Yeah.
Bro, that's peak law right there, that is.
Especially if you hit the rolling one, like Mighty Mouse hit on that big dude at Worlds.
Yeah.
You hit the rolling through one.
Yeah, that's sick. That's what it's all about. Because gi's fun, bro. I'm just not as good at it. And the good part about gi is I can lose and I've got a built-in coke. I'm a no-gi guy.
I don't even do this. And then if you win, you're like, I don't even do this, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's a win-win.
It's a win.
Yeah, exactly.
Flawless.
You can't take away that.
Honestly, genius.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to.
I think Adam Wierzinski was showing a crucifix choke with the belt from
Disgusting.
the other side.
Amazing.
Bro, just the gi is
sick.
Arguably more fun than no gi sometimes.
Again, one of those ones where if you're better than the guy, gi is so fun.
Dude. There's no luck. There's not a lot of luck.
Very little luck.
In gi.
Whereas in no gi, like, I can bang with people who are like better than me and still have a fun round.
Yeah.
Whereas in gi, you don't get to have fun.
No, it's not fun.
You just lose a lot. It's
not fun at all, dude. Do you think people should start in the gi for that reason?
I actually think that you should continue gi. Like for my students, I make them continue to do gi until they're a purple belt. Then they're allowed to specialize. Because there are some things that are very difficult to learn in no-gi that are much easier to learn in gi.
Like what?
A lot of the guard retention principles, they're very different. And you can get away with giving up things like head control. You can get away with giving up like angles a lot of the time.
In no-gi?
In no-gi, yeah.
Okay.
And also like a lot of the foundational concepts for guard retention in no-gi are very centered around inside position. And it's not that this is not important. It's very important. But one thing that is very prevalent when you play inside foot position is the problem of single-sided hips, where if you're playing on your hip and you get your hip turned in one direction, if they pin that hip and get to the other side, they can flank you and get some nasty passing going on. Like Levi, for example, Levi Jones-Leary, one of my countrymen, stud guard player. And when you roll with Levi, if you play inside position, his ability to punish this is really fucking good. And if you play it like you would against a normal gi guard passer, it's just different. Like if you watch Levi versus Davis, a lot of really, like I love Davis, a lot of sick guard passes went down because of this concept. And it's literally just his understanding of punishing this single-sided hip that made him able to do all those guard passes, which you don't get punished for nearly as much in no-gi, you know? And like, it's also not an exaggeration to say that there are a lot of people who came from the gi to no-gi and done really well once they learn how to do leg locks and wrestle. If you can learn leg locks and wrestling, then I think that you can transition really, really well.
Yeah.
Whereas the opposite is not always true.
Yeah.
You know?
It's true.
I'm at 2.5 hours.
What time is it right now?
6:45.
Damn. Oh,
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies, bro.
But all that's to say that there are a lot of different things you can learn in gi that you won't necessarily learn in no gi as easily, you know? And I actually think there's like a really cool thing on this. So like a lot of the eco guys really love Robert Gray, I believe is his name. And he's got a book, How We Learn to Move, all about like different stimulus leading to skill acquisition and these things. And one of the things that they cite in this thing was like the comparing like Brazilian soccer players to English soccer players. And the English Football Association, or whatever, is like a super well-funded thing. It's like a factory. They bring people in and they churn football players out, and they are amazing. And then you look at Brazil, and a lot of their star players play street ball in the street, where you have like short engagements, weird variability with like cobblestones, different sized balls, different terms of engagement. They're playing. It's play. Whereas they do like all these drills, and like this is kind of the argument for like eco versus drilling a lot of time. Like this principle of like play versus like doing these drills and get this dialed in and blah, 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 blah. And they can both produce good players, but it's intriguing to think about the variability. And the argument for why this is the case is not just that they play these games, but it's like the amount of variability in the playing environment and in the engagement rate and all these different things, right, leading to the skill. And they become creative problem-solving players, whereas these guys are like textbook, you know, get the ball to this guy cleanly without fucking it up, you know? All that's to say that when you think about the prevalence of really good gi players in no gi, a lot of the time they'll do both. The gi players will do both, and a lot of no gi guys will do just no gi.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so the argument that I think makes a lot of sense is the increase in variability, because it's still just jiu-jitsu at the end of the day. Like, short of adding heel hooks and reaping, it's the same thing, right? So if you treat it like it's the same thing, but just an increased layer of variability that enables you to solve more problems in interesting ways, that I think is a great argument to do both. And so because of this, and because of the interesting skills you develop in gi, like I wouldn't want my guys, for example, because again, like you said, if you do gi, you can switch to no gi pretty easily. Switching from no gi to gi, a lot of time is fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I would never want one of my guys to get to like brown belt and they never train gi, and they train in a new place and they put the gi on
and get fucking
get rinsed.
Yeah.
You know? And it's because of this like lack of understanding of how to adapt your game. I want them to be good problem solvers. And this is part of the rationale, I think. And I think it counts for a lot, actually.
I 100% agree. I agree.
Like, I think that the argument for like, oh, you should do gi to get better at no gi, I think it's just like, there's never been any like rationalization to that other than just because it's the way the sport meant to be, poha, you know, whatever, right? But like, I think when you break it down, this makes a lot of sense. Of course, it makes sense to be like, okay, well, I'm going to specialize in my thing because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm going to spend this time here. And that's certainly what I mostly do. But I throw a gi on like once a fortnight and get some rounds and do some bits and pieces. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that it contributes to keeping jiu-jitsu fresh as well. Like, it makes it interesting when you have this like weird variability. You know what I mean?
No, I do, because I always thought that like if you trained them both at the same time, like both do still get better.
I agree. Yeah.
You still get better.
Yeah.
And I think you actually bring up a really good way of like articulating that and putting that into words, that you're just solving more and more problems. So you just inevitably, you're becoming a better problem solver, which inevitably is one of the biggest things in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And so of course you're still going to get better in both. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. That's my philosophy on it.
Let's end on this then. Why can't you just do a little bit of eco and a little bit of drilling? Why the fuck does it have to be this like one or the other?
Well, I think actually that most places are doing both.
They're starting to.
That I think they've been doing both in just different varying components.
Yeah, okay. Just in maybe like different articulation, different
Different
ways.
expression of saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like people who just do eco, I get it. My only real shortfall with eco is I think that there's a lot of amazing movement solutions to a problem that have been worked out. You know?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So part of the idea with eco, as I understand, I could be wrong, could be talking about my ass, is like you want to put your guys in these situations and give them the right learning cues to come to this solution by themselves. And maybe this works for some people. And I think it's a really good tool to teach little kids jiu-jitsu, to be honest. But there's also like, because you can just like not give them too many instructions where they don't have to get bewildered by the information. But like, there are some things like, don't you want to know how Gordon Ryan would solve this problem? And it's like, the argument is like, okay, but when they find it themselves, you get like an aha moment and it retains better, which does make sense. And don't get me wrong, like I've trained with a lot of people who just do eco. Like I've trained with DeAndre, I've trained with like a bunch of these guys. They're fucking good. Like, there's no taking away. Like they're clearly able to make it work.
Yeah.
I just think like I guess the word is like separatism of like, no, I'm not going to teach this way because the data says this or whatever. But it's like, yeah, but practically, don't you think it makes sense to just like hear him out and give it a feel and then see if you can do it live? Like, just makes so much more sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I as an athlete really need somebody to tell me what to do.
100%.
You know, and some people are really good self-directed learners. Like, for example, I would say Joseph. Like I've trained a lot with Joseph Chen. Guy's a fucking genius, and he could just figure shit out on his own. You know,
I don't have that ability fully.
Me neither.
Just a little bit.
But he also figures shit out on his own through the lens of already having watched like everything John and Gordon put out and Craig and all these guys. Like he watches so much shit. And so it's like, yeah, when you get to this point where you understand it this deeply and you have seen all these movement solutions, you get the big picture.
Then you can start to
Then you can be creative.
Sure.
You know? But like
without that knowledge base.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah.
Hard, at least in my head.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And like sometimes I'll be in a position that I'll have been exposed to like 10 billion times, and I'll watch a Gordon instruction or I'll listen to Gordon's instructions in class and be like, why as I, a professional grappler, don't fucking know this? And if that happens to me, bro, that's definitely happening to fucking everybody in the world. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But it's just a case of like, oh, I got it. No, I think I got a handle on that half guard passing stuff. You're like, you probably don't, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all these fundamental things. Like I remember when I was a black belt and I didn't have the base of knowledge that I do now. And I was like, yeah, I could take or leave like watching all of Danaher's instructionals. One of my friends was like, why would you say that? This is stupid. You know? And that's really what kind of kicked me into gear to like studying more. And it was really what opened my eyes to like, wow, I don't know fucking anything. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick. But yeah, so that's how I think about it, you know?
I'm glad that they're blending because, dude, a eco class or whatever, it's fucking fun.
Yeah.
They're fun classes.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun to do because you're moving the entire time.
Yeah.
So like you're almost like rolling before you roll. And then when you go to roll, that first round or that first 1.5 rounds, it's not so much like as much of a warm-up round.
Yeah.
And you're so much more loose. And so it's definitely fun in that aspect.
I think it's a tool. It's a tool. Like task-based games, like I've trained with Kit, for example, he's also another one of those guys who's just a freak. And he doesn't drill at all. But at the same time, like if you talk shop with him, like, and you talk about jiu-jitsu, like stuff is in there. He's seen it. He's seen some shit, you know? But yeah, to me at least, like I can't do that. I need somebody to tell me what the fuck is up.
I need, yeah. I like you give me A and C, I'm not figuring out B for a while.
Yeah.
Like just tell me what B is.
Yeah, correct.
This is B?
Bet.
Got it.
I'll try that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah,
Exactly.
dude. Figuring it out take me fucking years.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Just fucking tell me, please.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. All right, dude. Tell everybody where they can find you. Shout your stuff out.
Sure, dude. So I'm on all the socials, Daniel the Manchild, basically. And yeah, I've got my YouTube channel, Precision MMA Official. And yeah, other than that, you can pull up to my new gym, Precision MMA. We're just out in Kilsyth now. It's at 11257 Colchester Road. So pull up and we're going to do some really cool shit out there. And got ADCC coming up. So shout out to my sponsors, Allione, Psychon Civil, and all the games. So
Fuck yeah, dude.
coming up.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you, bro.
Glad you're
Thanks
here.
so much for having me.
Super excited to see you as always.
Gang, bro. Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure, man. Let's go eat some fucking food.
Gang, bro.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
dude. Bye, y'all. See you next week.
Ciao, ciao.